Hi, my name is Todd Gerke. You've probably seen me around the rink, and if you've participated in Dawg Nation events, probably have one of my Lone Rangers koozies in either your golf or hockey bag. I'm a board member with Dawg Nation and have been part of the organization for several years. I also have a successful mortgage company, and I'm proud to be the streaming sponsor for this year's Dawg Bowl. We help people gain complete control of their lives and become financially free by showing them ways their money can work for them so they can stop working so hard for their money. Our mortgage business is for people that understand that how you structure a mortgage has a significant impact on wealth accumulation. We focus on people who want to understand their options and make educated decisions. And our promise is that by engaging with us, you will gain a lifelong resource to help you accumulate wealth. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you click subscribe below and enjoy the game.
And good evening from Littleton, Colorado, and the Edge Ice Arena. This is the Dawg Nation 11th Annual Hockey Tournament. I'm Manny Furtado for Shaw Hockey Productions, and I'm joined this evening by Peter McNabb from the University of Denver fame, NHL, and the Colorado Avalanche color commentator. Peter will be joining us in just a moment. Tonight's matchup is the defending champion, the Denver Concrete squad. They're dressed in their baby blues trimmed out with black numbers, and they will be taking on the Obby group known as Tag. And Tag comes in dressed in their home whites, trimmed out with red piping. Tag is going to be coached by, I believe, maybe Logan O'Connor's on the bench here. Perhaps at least he was in the locker room here today. And Evan Cowley is number 30. Evan Cowley will be in goal, number 30. Evan Cowley, the 6'4", 200-foot pounder who played at DU as well. And Ryan Willett, number 1 from the Lincoln Stars of the USHL, is in goal for Denver Concrete. And we'll give you a couple lineups here. Starting out for the Abbey group is Troy Terry. So Troy Terry, number 9, is out there, and he's out there with a familiar name, Dylan Gambrell, number 7 on one side. And on the opposite side, and off the face-off, that was Trevor Abbey off the face-off, and Troy Terry is out there as well. Puck is swept up near the right-hand boards and back up to the Abbey group's blue line. Curling away from traffic was Michael Davies. He moves it back over to the far side. Puck comes back over, and Troy Terry with some pressure on him. Here's Jack DeRamus on his backside, but Michael Davies comes up with the puck as Tyler Polson, the MVP of this tournament last year, is applying some forechecking pressure. Puck is moved back over by Bo Hansen, the DU player, and it glances off Polson's stick back over to Cowley. Cowley moves it up over to the left wing wall. And sweeping back is Dylan Gambrell. Gambrell moves it back over to the right-hand side, looking for the puck up high. And sweeping in is Michael Davies. Davies curling away from some traffic, moves it back up high. Abbey's got the puck, and it finally comes back to center.
Well, Sir Manny, how are you?
Terrific. Great to have you here, Peter.
Oh, listen, this is my pleasure. This Dog Bowl is one of the cooler things that we'll do all year, and have these guys all come out. And, we're watching really good hockey here,
And it's just amazing, and what I love to see here is the current and past pro players. You have Troy Terry, and you have Gambrell on one side, and on the opposite side, you have Nolan Foote, who got in 6 games for the New Jersey Devils.
And it was great to see Nolan Foote. Obviously know his dad well. I was around when the big guy was born, so it's been I hate these guys that age you like that.
Well, that's only 20 years old. I mean, he's pretty young.
But you know what he is, from all my friends that live in New Jersey, they're saying he's got a future. And he's got the shot. He's got
the hands, doesn't he?
Oh, my goodness. His first goal was an absolute wonderful shot. I mean, so that it's going to be interesting to see how his career goes.
Absolutely, and it's great to see some Colorado products as well. So, and here's another one right there with the puck, and that is Will Graber. Graber moves it back up to the left-hand side. And it's a quick shot. It goes up and over Cowley. That was Vanderbeck who took that shot. And so a lot of these players, they just got their jerseys. They just pulled them out of the trash bag. And
I always laugh because you were trying to get the names and numbers and all of this stuff, and they just handing out jerseys. And it's, usually you can watch a guy, the little idiosyncrasies. They got the number on, who it is. It's a scramble, big boy. More power to you.
This is beer league hockey at its best. So anyway, Colby Bukes moves it down towards Willett's cage. Willett moves it quickly, and right in front, looking for it was Derek Angeli from Mankato. Puck goes back over. Michael Hankey puts it down low, and Michael Davies glances over his shoulder, and he picks up the puck and moves it back over to the far side corner, and a giveaway there. Hankey with the shot, followed up, shot, goal, scored, and there is Polson. Polson gets his first of the tournament, and he scores. That is Tyler Polson, the MVP from last year, and Denver Concrete has an early lead here in this first period, 1-0.
Well, when you watch the replay of this one, it's just maybe a little bit of a giveaway early. You don't know your teammates. But Polson coming off the left side as we're watching. Look at the hands. Stops it, reads it, fires it home. That was, a lot of guys just bad at it. Just to get rid of it, to get it on net. That was a goal scorer's goal right there.
And he is a natural scorer, and he had 3 goals. He had a hat trick last year in this tournament. So it's great to see Polson. And this Denver Concrete team, I will tell you, Peter, every year surprises everybody. They come in. You've got Terry. Last year it was Terry, Butcher, and Gabriel. And Denver Concrete beat them with a bunch of college players. And
but that gap between a college player and a pro player is getting to be so much smaller.
It is.
For any hockey fans watching.
Yes.
Cole Caulfield last night with the Montreal Canadiens, stepping right off the University of Wisconsin, steps into the Montreal Canadiens last night, scored the best goal of the playoffs so far by 100 miles, and he's just, removed, not even months away from his playing in, for University of Wisconsin.
And his speed is what set him apart on that goal.
Oh my goodness, it's the skill level of these young kids.
The hands are just unbelievable. There's Tyler McClellan with the shot, and this one got hung up, never got through all the way. And one handing it over on the near side, bringing it back into Selaney. Selaney cross ice feed. Here's a shot. Goal scored. Cowley gets beat, and Hankey gets a goal as the captain steps in and scores one. And it is 2-0 in favor of Denver Concrete. And so there we saw Nick Hankey, who missed last year's tournament, but he's the architect. He and his brother Michael Hankey are the architects of this Denver Concrete team. We have a 2-0 game.
Yeah, but again, watching the patience with the puck. That's one of the great skills that you can see these kids, how much better and better the level of hockey is. When they get the puck, there is no panic. They got something to do with it. He waited for the goaltender to drop and just threw it up and over.
And there we get a good look at Troy Terry looking for Gambrell over on the far side. Puck is picked back up by Tabram, and Tabram sweeps it over to the near side. And it's jammed up alongside the boards. Vanderbeck with it, gives it back up. Puck moved it back over to the far side. Centering feed right through and just off the stick of Jack Doremus. Jack Doremus working into the corner, has it stripped off his stick, and the puck is bounced up to Troy Terry. Terry working up against the mid-ice boards, taking off the puck and chasing it all the way back down. And we've got to pick up a number 28 that we seem to be missing. I think that is Graber, but we'll try and pick it up in between times. Here's Terry dancing, making a move, looking over on the far side, but Graber takes the puck off his stick, poked free, picked back up by Davies. Davies battling over on the far side, and the puck comes back out to Colby Bukes. Bukes working up the far side. Hawkinson back over right in the middle. Shot as Snedden was drifting in, and over on the far side, sweeping it in. Here comes Terry with the head up. He crisscrosses theirs. He's got Davies one side, and it just goes up and over. Loose puck, 2-on-2 developing. Puck comes back over, and Nolan Foote was looking for it. Number 22 out there on the baby blue Denver Concrete team. There's Foote. Picks it up, drives it into the center slot area. Tap down, picked back up by Terry, and advanced back over. Terry tries to work his way through Bo Hansen, and you saw a defenseman from the University of Denver make a play on Troy Terry.
It's so interesting. My brother worked for the Anaheim Ducks, and Troy Terry is, obviously plays for the Anaheim Ducks. Just to watch the progression of the first couple of years. Of course, Troy Terry came into big-time national fame with this game. He's with the World Junior Championships. We know all the stuff that he did there, and he is going to be a tremendous player for the Ducks.
Tremendous. He is just coming into his own. That old 5-hole Terry on that shootout. You had, and I think Bo Hansen was his, actually, I saw it in the write-up. Who was his roommate? There's Polson again. Polson drives it in. Cowley's there, and Nolan Foote. Little flip shot goes up and over the cage and out of play. So Troy Terry had quite a career at NTDP.
Yes.
And, he's obviously a true Colorado product here.
I never really, growing up in San Diego, playing hockey there, we had nobody that played, in the National Hockey League, so we didn't have anybody to sort of follow their career, see how they did it, whatever. But Troy Terry has been such an inspiration for how he has done it right here in DU, been unbelievably successful right in this area, then Denver University, then all the national, international stuff, and now the National Hockey League. It's somebody to watch.
It really is, and it's a testament. If you look back at it, it's a testament to the Colorado Avalanche coming here.
Oh, there's not even a question. We first got here. I went to DU in 70 through 73, left, came back when the Avalanche came. And I'm telling you, not much had changed as far as the minor hockey situation.
And fanning on the shot a little bit was Brian Yoon. He's the defenseman for CC, another Colorado product. And he is out there with Nolan Foote at this time. But you're absolutely right. It changed in Troy Terry. You got to watch Joe Sakic and Adam
it just
Foote.
Blew up. I mean, the hockey right off the bat, because, and part of it you have to know is the success of it and the tremendous. Everybody in Colorado just fell in love with that Avalanche club. It was such an exciting group to watch.
And of course, with the history of DU still had, 3 Division I programs here, and DU built such a program, and obviously you were a big part of that. Puck over on the far side. Nolan Foote winds, but Crowley goes down low and makes the save, and you saw that Foote. You talk about his shot.
Yeah, it's funny. Being in the game, my brother was in the game, and scouting, no one ever came to Colorado to scout. I mean, even in the USHL, they didn't come to Colorado. And then all of a sudden, there'd be a few players here, a few players there. And now it's a main stopping spot for, people to come and see good young players.
That shot taken by Bo Hansen, and the puck is loose. And thought we might have a little bit of a whistle there. Michael Davies played at DU from 16 to 20, sets up behind the cage. He's got Jeremy Rowell over on the far left-hand side. And a little forecheck there, but Davies winds his way through center, and he takes the line. Davies challenging, gets a shot in on Willett, and Willett makes a save, and right on the doorstep there was Doremus, as Doremus is able to move that puck out. Hankey moves it back out to the center line. Hawkins and puck is moved back over by Tyson McClellan, and it's picked back up by Colby Bukes. Bukes loses it. Rowell delivers it back. McClellan's shot banks off. Picked back up. Here comes over on the far side, and it's Selaney delivers it right on the doorstep as Doremus was there, and Selaney, number 23, was flying just as he did last year. Here comes McClellan. McClellan tips it aside, curls the top of the circle, guides it back down the wall. Looking for it again was number 19, Aubie. Aubie has it stripped off his stick, and coming back is Doremus. Doremus moves it to the slot area as he stick checked from behind. Picking up the puck again was Brian Yoon. Brian Yoon tucks it back down as he stashes it down low. Selaney moves it back over to Hawkinson. Hawkinson, the CC product, moves it back over. Giles moves it back over to the right-hand side, right in front, twisting play, and back over. It bounces off of Giles' boot and into the near side corner. Hawkinson working. He's got Selaney down low, tries to fish it out as he's battling with Matt Adams. Puck is now settled by Gambrell. Puck is stolen at center ice. Yoon finds the man, picks it back up, and trying to drive it down low. That was Graber. And we've got the games. I think might have the first penalty, perhaps. And let's see what we've got here, Peter.
A little bit of a hook.
Yep. But I don't see anybody going to the box. And so A.J. Vanderbeck sets up to the left of Foote, and off the faceoff, it's controlled by Turgeon. Working out of the corner, puck comes back up, tumbling there, and the puck comes all the way back out to Colby Bukes. Bukes back over to Graber. Graber sends it back up ice. Losing an edge there, Brian Hawkinson settles things for Denver Concrete with a little bit of trouble there. Graber has to move the puck. Hawkinson moves it back up off the wall. Vanderbeck looks, squares up, back over, and is shot. Quick shot by Hawkinson. Hawkinson's brother played for DU, and now he just transferred from Miami of Ohio to CC. Played a year of CC hockey, and CC's got a new exciting future going.
It's funny. Because I played at Denver University, there was always that rivalry. We had some unbelievable games against Colorado College. High scoring 10-8, just Doug. Remember the name Doug Palazzari?
Yes.
He was a superstar for CC, and he would just torch us, absolutely torch us. But it was, Murray Armstrong was the coach, and we played at Broadmoor. That's how far.
That's right.
That's how far back I go with the old Broadmoor arena.
Puck is touched back over to Bukes. A quick shot over on the far side. Angles off the glass. And it's cleared out for the Obby group. So they don't have the player up there. But let's see. Judging from the beard over there, that could be Tabram.
Very
That's
good.
about all we have to go on here. We're going on beards. Here we go. Poulsen with the puck on the far side. Has it taken off of his stick. And Troy Terry finds Gambrell up ahead of him. Gambrell tries to get the shot off, but Bukes defends it well. And I don't even think we got the penalty up on the board, so we don't know how much time. We have no idea when this penalty will run. But it is a running clock there as the puck, Doremus tries to move the puck up to Poulsen. Poulsen battling back down low with Turgeon. Meanwhile, peeling out of the corner, Poulsen is able to guide it back up the wall. Picked back up by number 27, Hansen. Just glides it back over to the right-hand side. And settled there. Giles back down low, bouncing puck. Settled. Here comes Obby. Troy Terry over on the far side, and we're back to full strength. The Obby group. Troy Terry guides one back over to the near side, and a no-look back pass to Davies, and that one goes off, chiseling away right on the doorstep. Lucas Savage loves to give the stick down low. I think he's the only one that took a penalty in last year's championship game.
Yeah, these things, even though there's a lot of guys from DU on one side, a lot of guys from CC on the other, it's pretty civil. It doesn't usually get too far out of hand.
It doesn't in this case, and that's part of it. You've got pro players out here. They're used to playing a real physical checking game, and then they come into this and they can't play that game. And as the buzzer signals at the end of one, we've got a 2-0 game. Poulsen and Hankey get the goals. So, but go back to those days at the Broadmoor. Talk about that. And you came from BC, so what drew you to DU as well?
Well, actually coming from San Diego.
Yeah, okay.
And I really trying to be a hockey player was kind of far-fetched. I was a little bit more of a baseball player at the time. But Murray Armstrong was the coach. He knew my father. So my in was my father. He got me to be able to play, at least practice with the team. And then, things happen, injuries happen. And before I knew it, I was kind of playing. And, I coming from San Diego, didn't have a lot of ice time. But then suddenly we had 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. It was like a kid in a candy shop. It was, it was able to do all of the things I had never been able to do. And we had a really good team, really good players on that team. And I came in with 7 other freshmen because the old World Hockey Association had rated a couple of players the year before. So Murray needed some guys, and he brought in a really good 7 of the 8 guys played at least a little bit in the National Hockey League. So that's a pretty good freshman team.
And then you were you performed so well there. You had a great draft with Buffalo, and then your NHL career took off from there. So here we go. Troy Terry guides it back quickly, jumping there, and we've got a penalty, and it's going to go on number 7. That's going to go on Jack Doremus. And so the Obby group is going to get their first power play of the game.
Now, I apologize. How did you get involved in this? You're obviously really good at doing this.
I fell into it. My sons were playing, and there was a kid that was streaming games, and he said, hey, my announcer didn't show up. You want to do the game? And I did that, and thereafter I did 65 games in my first year. I did the national championship, and there was this young man playing. He was the top player for Shattuck. His name was Nathan McKinnon.
You're kidding.
So anyway, it's and he looks just like he looks now. He was streaming. Over on the far side, puck is curling, pulls the puck back up to Davies. Davies sidesteps once, steps in, and he surveys his options. He's got Terry back over to Davies. Davies looking, finds a man over on the far right-hand side, right in front, as he's got Lucas Savage. Lucas Savage is hassled there by number 23, Selaney. Selaney on the defensive side there, guiding it back over on the far side. Gambrell has got Terry on the near side. Looking one more time. Davies takes the shot right in, shut, and it was another save by Ouellette. And a beautiful play by Ouellette as he had Lucas Savage right in his kitchen down low. Doremus continues to chisel away. He's got help from Hawkinson. Puck squirts free. Selaney tries to get to it. Gambrell bodies his man up. And the puck down low. Lucas Savage guides it back over. Again, holding on. Terry waiting. Terry picks it back up. Terry at the dot. A no-look backhand feed, and it just misses Michael Davies. 46 seconds remaining in the power play. Davies comes in. He's challenged there, and the puck is able to be cleared as Jason Aubie goes for a skate. Way out of the net is Cowley. Cowley with 33 seconds remaining on the power play. Puck skips over Terry's stick. And fighting for it there at mid-center ice. Puck comes back to the defenseman, Brian Yoon. And Will Graber's got it. Graber flies one the length of the ice in on Cowley. And with 17 seconds remaining in the power play, here comes Tyson Aubie. Puck comes back over far side. And a quick shot there by that was, you see it, and there you see Troy Terry come in, and he just takes that shot, and that is just an NHL shot. And Willette's got to be saying, man, what just hit me there?
Yeah, and it's always interesting. You can just tell that little difference from the guys that are, that are NHL players like Troy Terry, the stride, the shot, when he makes the pass, how he takes the pass. Just a little bit better at this stage of his development.
Over on the far side, Jack Doremus with the puck, takes the line. He's got a man sitting behind him. Vanderbeck, his shot is rejected by Cowley. Puck comes up over to the near side, and a cross-ice feed skips over the stick over on the far side. Graber's got it. Graber draws him in and sends a pass over to the far side where it's picked up by Hawkinson. Hawkinson loses it momentarily. Vanderbeck cleans up the spilled milk and brings in the puck over on the far side. Curling away from traffic, looking up high, right in on Cowley, fighting for the puck. Who gets to it? Coming down is sweeping in is Doremus. Doremus has it taken off of his stick. Tyson McClellan works out of the corner and sends it back to some relief over on the far side. Almost a giveaway. Graber steps in. He's got to wait for men to get on side, and Graber, with some patience, brings it back. Polson calling for it, but the play was red and the puck poked free. Tipped out over on the far side. Graber's got it. Closing is Aubie. Graber works past Aubie. Takes the line. He's got Polson in the middle. Back up high. Selene, look, shot! Banks off the crossbar. Trying to kick the puck free was Aubie. Puck comes back over to Selene. Selene, a backhand feed. No look pass. Here comes Polson. Polson shot. Second opportunity. Glanced off of Cowley's glove. And the puck goes the distance. Sweeping back in to pick it up is Bo Hansen. Hansen moves it back behind the concrete bench, or the cage, and Bukes moves it back over on the far left-hand side. Selene with speed. He's got Hansen trailing back behind him. Puts it back low. Hansen picks up the puck. Back behind, right in front as he had a man in. That was Nick Hankey, the captain. Shot goes back over into the corner. Hankey moves it back up the wall. Bukes with it. Hankey swings at it. Can't come up with it. Little give and go, but disrupted there nicely by Davies. Aubie group moves the puck out, back out to safety. Coming down the right-hand side, the shot gets deflected and banks off over on the near side boards. Hankey chops at it, tries to move it up and out. Polson's got it. Polson back over to Doremus. Backhand feed, picked up by Matt Selene. Selene with Polson driving again. Buke sitting behind, but the pass just behind Giles. Giles looking for it, has it knifed off his stick, and Davies has it. Davies out of the far side corner finally settles things. Good end-to-end action. Here you've got Nolan Foote, but Foote tried to take the line there, and Doremus was hung up there inside the zone. Turgeon brings it in. That's not Dominic Turgeon. That's Dan Turgeon. We don't want to convince him, but I thought we might get Dominic here. Here comes Foote. Foote delivers it back over near side as the shot by Gambrell just misses. And Foote with the puck brings it back over the top of the circle, looks for a man on the far side, but again up ahead of the play. And who's got it? But it's Troy Terry. Terry comes in, shot, slides one past Willette. We have a 2-1 game.
And where did he shoot it? How fantastic was that? He waited, the goalie opened up, 5-hole. What a great shot.
He just goes low side, and here you see that play again. And Terry makes it look easy.
Doesn't he?
And here we've got the replay. Draw it up here for us.
Well, when you walk in, you're just waiting for that goaltender to make that first move. And you see him just drop the leg. And he dropped the leg. He dropped that right leg, and Terry just threw it right by.
Here comes Terry again. Terry stymied by Yoon, the CC defenseman. Puck comes back over to the near side. Graber battling in the near side corner. And Gambrell steps in to provide some assistance. Terry's there. Gambrell lurking shot just misses. Far side of the cage. Gambrell fishes it back up high, back up to the point. Moved over quickly, back over to Adams. The shot, bouncing puck in the slot area. Terry was looking, kicked aside. Graber's got it. Graber holds it up there as he moves it back up. Back over to Doremus. Doremus trying to drive through as he was challenged by Adams. Doremus loses the puck to Adams, and the long pass finds the stick of Terry. Terry fishes it back over. Far right-hand side, rejected by Ouellette. Another opportunity as the pass is picked off by Doremus. Doremus has foot, one-times it and busts the stick.
Right in his wheelhouse. I'm thinking, okay, here goes Footer. This is going to be one of his patent pending top shelf.
Oh, what a play. It was set up. I had the call already. The broken stick. Here comes Terry. 2-on-1. Terry draws him in, takes the shot, deflects wide. As Tabram was on the far side, Doremus marches through center, regathers it in. Poke check there by Rao. And the puck is moved back to the Abbey line. Quickly, cross-ice feed. Banks looking for Terry. Terry with some patience, and Doremus on him.
Well, it's interesting. The game starting to pick up. The pace starting to pick up. The niceties are starting to leave a little bit. The pace is really starting to say, okay, we're into this right now.
And these guys want it. I mean, Denver Concrete has taken it 4 years in a row. And the Abbey group, the tag group, always puts together a competitive team. Here comes Hawkinson. He drives one. Hawkinson with a little wraparound picks up the puck again. But there, and gloving it out of the air is Evan Cowley, the big 6'4", goaltender. Picks that one out of the air. Here we go. Here's Hawkinson circling.
And again, when we're watching this, you're seeing they're not being too active in front of the net. No one's knocking anybody down right now. If this was a real game, there'd be a few bodies on the ice.
That's right.
Sure.
It's only the second period, and it's only the first game of the tournament. Here we go, long feed, and it's picked off nicely as it's controlled by Giles. Giles moves it back over. Far side shot just hits the side of the cage. Vanderbeck had a good look in on Crowley. Puck comes back over to Yoon. Yoon, the defenseman, cross-ice feed. Held up there right in front. Vanderbeck, backhand play as he tried to deke Cowley out of his skates. Vanderbeck with the puck on the side of the circle. Nice toe drag move. Moves it back over to Yoon. Yoon with a soft pass shot there as he was looking for Selaney. The Abbey group trying to get it out. Yoon feeds it right in front. Selaney's there. Selaney right back. Shot just misses from the knees, and another save by Crowley.
Holy cow.
Evan Cowley, who played youth hockey up at Arvada and played at DU, made a heck of a play.
You know, it's, again, you're watching the athletic ability of goaltenders now. They have way back. You hate to date yourself too much, but goaltenders did not have the athletic ability that they have now. I mean, you're talking about some of your top athletes decide to be goaltenders.
And you look at the size of these goaltenders, and that's the other item that has changed so much. We have some good-sized goaltenders out there, with Cowley being one of the taller ones. There's Selaney with the puck. Selaney gets bodied by Michael Davies. He's seen enough of Selaney to this evening. And I think there's Davies. Davies is going to go to the box for that one. And
is this a non-contact?
It's a non-contact.
Okay, because I was going to say that was not a penalty, but inside a non-contact, absolutely.
Davies gets a rough, and I think we've had a couple of other penalties, but I don't think they were on the board, so we're going to call that. This is the first opportunity here for this Denver Concrete team. Let's see who they've got out there. They've got Jack Doremus. He's going to take this face-off, and Nolan Foote is out there at his familiar off-wing position over on the right-hand side. Poulsen looks up high, but he runs into some traffic, and that traffic, Lucas Savage. Poulsen peels it off. He's got foot one more time. Tries the one-timer. This time he didn't break the stick. Puck comes back up high. Move back over to the left-hand side. McClellan moves it back over to Doremus. Doremus' pass gets deflected off, and Lucas Savage has time as he looks over onto the far side. Lucas Savage driving to the net, looks for the pass coming back, but Poulsen again as he peels it off the stick, I believe, of McClellan. McClellan does the same thing to Poulsen, gives it right back, shot, glove save as it glances off. That was taken by Lucas Savage, and the puck settling here with a certain amount of time remaining in the power play that we don't know. You got to estimate it here.
Exactly.
You think we got a minute? Maybe something like that. Colby Bukes tries to fish it down low, picked back up by Foot. Foot guides it back over to Dramus. Dramus moves it quickly back over. Graber holds it up into the corner as he's pressured there. He's got Foot up high, hands it off to him. Back down to Hankey. Hankey moves it back over. That's Michael Hankey. His brother is out there as well. Back up high. Foot with the one-timer shot. Goal. There you have it. And we are back, and it is 3-1.
You know, we're talking about Foot, and you know, obviously I know his dad. I've watched his dad play. His dad, there was a great line in Hockey News talking about his older brother and talking about saying he's not as tough as his dad, but then again, who is? But the point was, as we were watching all of these things, I'm watching Foot. He went to all the places a goal scorer goes to. Not a passer, you know, not a defenseman, but a goal scorer. He was down in the slot. He was up. He got himself in position every single time to take that shot.
And when you consistently see that and you make it, he just finds it time and time again. The puck seems to find his stick, and you're absolutely right. His patience as where he is on the ice at any given time is amazing. He doesn't rush it.
He understands where you have to go to score goals.
Puck comes back up high. Vanderbeck takes the shot, and again, Cowley goes up high to take it. And there is Terry settling things over in the corner, moves the puck back up and over to the near side. Jeremy Rowell centering feed, gets tipped off. Hankey has it. Hankey along with Vanderbeck. Hands it back off. Vanderbeck, a little toe drag move, can't get past him. Giles comes in. Vanderbeck down in the near side corner has it taken off of his stick by Turgeon. Turgeon with a little backhander sends it back over to the far side. Picked back up by Gambrel with a bit of skill there and finds Terry. Terry picks it out of his skates, peels on the side of the cage and works it back down low on his backhand, shielding the puck, sends it back up high, but Matt Adams is going one way. The puck's going the other way. Adams sends it back over to Terry. Terry works through center with some confidence, takes it into the teeth of the defense, and Giles sweeps it back up and out. Incidentally, we're back to full strength.
You got to count. Okay, yes. These kind of things are great for the players. You know, you get out, the pace is way better than you could have at any sort of just little scrimmage that you're going to have. There's a little bit of that competition to it, and you could just feel it. And now, they're up 3-1, and they're looking to get that one before the period ends.
And there's the buzzer signaling the end of two. Now, unlike youth hockey and other things, we do not get an ice make here in between periods here. So we got Bill Boland here. Bill Boland has played in this contest, and Bill Boland is one of my men's league pals, and so Bill Boland is taking advantage of the moment here. So it's great to have him.
There you go, Bill. My pleasure. No problem.
And Bill had a big game today. He was
did he?
Yep. Bill was he moved up from the fourth to the third line today. And it was a big game for him. So he had a lot of fun. But that's what's fun. And what I love about this is this, Peter. You see these NHL guys, you see these college guys. They've got a bunch of pals out there. They like to come back. They like to play in front of their home fans. And they're out here with where we all end up in beer league, right? Yeah. Eventually. But and they're willing to come out, and these guys have real contracts and real jobs.
It's so exciting too. I think, as we watch them, maybe the next game when they have some of the older players that are since retired, more and more players starting to stay in Colorado. You're seeing players developed here in Colorado coming back to live here in Colorado, and it only speaks to the nature of how the game is developing in Colorado. There are people to talk about, people to talk with. There are coaches around. There's nothing like saying, this is what so-and-so did, and he made it.
And I think you're an example of that. You came back to Colorado yourself.
Yes. Oh, well, I was so lucky, and it's been, it's such a great place. You know, I've had my older 2 girls, you know, they went to Arapahoe High School. The other 3 have gone to Legend High School. So
Paulson gets another goal, and there he is. And he's just a magician. He's absolutely perfect. That is his 2nd goal of the game here, and he makes it 4-1. And you can see why he was the MVP of last year.
It's always fascinating because I don't know many of these guys, but when you watch some of them, did they count that?
Yep. No, did they not?
No, they did not. I think it was off. I think they're saying it was offside.
Oh man, they must have had Mike Shaw's replay over here. I don't know. So we're gonna take that one off the board. Maybe Shaw can help us out. There's Terry with it. Terry Hassel from behind, a no-look pass right in front. Michael Davies picks it back up. He aims for that far side. Stretching over on to pick it up is Tabram. Tabram back over to Terry. Terry, top of the circle, looks for his options. He finds Davies. Davies with a nifty little move as he walked past Hankey. And he gets a shot off, but that one goes wide. Trying to move the puck out. Terry open on the far side. Shot goes right into Willette's breadbasket and banks off high. Looking for the long stretch pass was Nick Hankey. Hankey is pressured there by Davies. Davies takes the puck away and sets up and calmly moves it to safety. Puck is moved back over as Terry moves it back over, and he finds Obby with it. Trevor Obby with a little bounce pass there. Picked off by Denver Concrete, striding up, and it's a foot race there, coming away with the puck. And the second man in is Giles. Giles with it on the side of the cage. Maintains control, moves it, banks off the wall, sends it back over to the near side. Doremus with it. Doremus top of the circle. Sends it back down low. Puck is on the stick of Nolan. Foot, fans on it. Puck is quickly moved over. Rowell taps it over to the center, calls for it back. He's got it back over on the right-hand side. Crisscrosses, and the puck is picked back up and advanced the opposite way. Here comes Vanderbeck. Vanderbeck guides it back over to Ramus from a sharp angle, and the ricocheted puck goes the length of the ice. Hard pass, and that one's going to go for an icing call. We've got a break in the action. We have a stop clock here, and I think that's going to work to Denver, to Tag's advantage here, is they need a stop clock. They can't have this clock running out on them.
Well, the 2 goaltenders have just played so well in this game. There's been plenty of opportunities because, as you said, you know, guys there's no contact, so you're not knocking guys down. It's just a matter of good play after good play, and the goalies have been great.
Good forechecking by the Obby group, but unable to connect on that. And the puck comes back over to the near side. And a nifty little move there, and a tip play, and a scored by Vanderbeck. Vanderbeck gets the goal as Graber drove the puck in. And Graber made a heck of a play here.
Wow.
And Vanderbeck picks up the loose change and buries it.
I mean, look how him use his size and just that hockey. That was just a wonderful play in around the defenseman.
So Vanderbeck from Graber, and this one comes at about the 9:23 mark. We say about because the clock's usually running here, and we just have to estimate it, but that's okay. Puck has moved back over and back through center. Here comes Hankey. Hankey, a little back pass looking for Selene, chipped up, and Tag controls it. McClellan with the puck over on the far side. Watched closely by Yoon. Yoon tracks him, and McClellan gets a shot as Yoon piles into Willette. Meanwhile, puck over on the far side. Rowell battling. Puck comes back over to Hankey. Hankey banks it off softly, but Vanderbeck couldn't pick up the puck back behind him. Nifty move by McClellan. McClellan brings it in. McClellan driving there, and a nice play by Colby Bukes. The Mankato State grad there made a heck of a play on him. So this Denver Concrete team, here they've had a goal taken away, but they still lead 4-1, and they just keep coming at you.
They just seem to have a little bit more, you know, it looks like they played together maybe a little bit more than the other team. They just seem to find each other. They're going to the right spots, and they've just played a really good hockey game.
Over on the far side, there is Austin Snedden. He's a broker with Marcus and Millichap here locally. And he played his youth hockey here. Gambrell makes a move to puck on the doorstep, and the backhander. Gambrell scores and draws Tag 4-2 now at this point. So Gambrell gets a goal at the 8:18 mark.
Well, it'd be interesting to see some of the guys that are the pros if they decide to turn it up a little bit here in the last 8 minutes of this hockey game.
You'll see him out there, and we'll see if Avi double shifts Gambrell or not. I think it was last year they had they pulled the goalie, and the extra skater was Terry. Over on the far side, Lucas Savage stops on a dime, delivers it back over to Gambrell. Gambrell watched by Graber, and a quick back pass, shot, goal. There you have it. What a play as Gambrell with a no-look pass back behind the cage.
Well, the poor goaltender right here, he's watching Gambrell. He goes all the way across, and the puck is already back across from him in behind. What a great pass by Gambrell.
Lucas Savage, I don't think he's gotten a pass like that. He's out there laughing. He can't believe he got that kind of pass, but Gambrell made it look easy. We have a one-goal game with 7:47 remaining in this third period. And as you said, here come the pro players quickly. Losing the puck there momentarily. Turgeon again. Lucas Savage, side of the circle, guides it back over to Gambrell. Gambrell works it down the wall as he's got a man in front of him, and his pocket is picked by Giles. Giles banks it off the glass, back out to center. Looking for a spring play was Doremus. It never came. Nifty little play. Lucas Savage stick handles past one at the blue line. He is tied up on the near side half boards. He's got support down below as well as high. It's Davies up high, but the puck squirts free, and Nick Hankey moves it back over to the far side. Concrete moves it out. Over Nolan Foote is hassled by Terry. Terry picks his pocket, and Terry recoils back behind Cowley's cage with 6:58 remaining and a one-goal game. Here comes Terry on the far side. His foot got a stick in there. Puck is picked up and moved back out to center. Vanderbeck passed his stick, but he's able to catch up to it, brings it in. He's hassled there by Adams. Adams continues to battle, and Vanderbeck puts a backhander on. Rowell has the puck, and a sweeping pass comes back over to the near side mid-ice boards. With 6:33 remaining in a one-goal game, the tension mounts. Matt Adams with the puck back behind Cowley's cage, moves it back up. Little touch play there, then icing is waved off. It's Menslake. Puck back behind Willette's cage. Puck is moved back over. Vanderbeck has it poked off his stick by Aubie, and it goes all the way back to Colby Bukes. Bukes moves the puck back over to the right-hand side. Calling forward in stride as Solaney jumps a player, picks it back up, and his shot is deflected up and into the netting. So Solaney was just dynamite last year on this team, and he was, his speed, especially when they played a lot of the pro players that probably had been out of the game for at least 20 years. Yeah. And so even though they're pro players, they still had been out for a little while.
Yeah,
so.
And it's amazing. You lose that snap in your legs. You've got one good shift, and then it's downhill from there. Trust me. The lungs start to go. You can't feel your hands.
Shot over on the far side, and Hankey almost got a goal right in front of Cowley. And coming away with it, there's Solaney again. Solaney moves it back over. Vanderbeck, a little touch play. Solaney catches up to it, edge of the circle. Vanderbeck squares up, but the puck is stripped off his stick. And the Aubie group is on the march, but past Rowell. Rowell can't catch up to it. We've got icing. 5:29 remaining. So as we look at this contest and coming in with the next group, we've got the top dogs. And you've got a few names on here that I'm sure you're going to recognize these names. You might not recognize them out on the ice these days, but you've got a few names. A quick shot there by Hankey. Hankey, and the puck is moved up by Terry. Terry's got McClellan on one side. Terry takes it to the center, and the shot, a pad save. Willette makes it. Puck is moved back up to the point where Tabrum's got it. Tabrum drawing him in. Moves it back over to the wall. Davies with it, with a man in the middle. That's McClellan. McClellan with Davies. Davies quickly back up high, and it bounces off of Rowell's stick and back to center. Vanderbeck wheeling out of his zone, takes it into the tag end as he's pushed into the corner. Good no call there. And Graber settles things as he looks up and he checks the clock here. He's got a man right through the middle. It's Poulsen with some speed, and he's taken down as Poulsen. And we've got a penalty shot. So Poulsen has one, but he had one taken off the board here. So he's going to get a penalty shot, and let's look at this play.
Well, he's got two things going for him. He is quick. He is quick to the hole. He is quick to the opening. And when I saw him, even the 2 goals, and the second one, he didn't know there had been a whistle. Very relaxed in the scoring area.
Poulsen, a right-handed stick going up against Cowley, brings it in and tries to go 5-hole, but Cowley snuffs it out.
He lost it for a second, and I think that threw off the move. Watch right here. He's got a double clutches for just a second. And whatever he had planned originally at the blue line, I think kind of went out the window as he got in close.
So the score remains a 1-goal game with 4:34 remaining. Davies with the puck, held up there up against the wall. And he looks up high where he finds Terry. It skips off Terry's stick. And it comes all the way back to Colby Bukes. Bukes chops at it, is able to move it off the right wing wall. Puck comes back up through center, picked up by Snedden. Snedden with a man in the middle. Centering feed was deflected. And Rowley guides it back over to the right-hand side. Picked back up by Terry, defended well by Graber, and happened to pick it up. And here's Nolan Foote. Nolan Foote with that long stick. One hands it. Nolan Foote brings it in, makes a move. Second opportunity is rejected as Hawkinson gets the second chance.
Well, Hawkinson's giving him a chance.
He got it.
He stopped the penalty shot. Foot's right there, and he robs him right there. Rob takes care of the rebound. Boy, he squared himself off nicely, didn't he?
You look at that 6'4" frame, and
took away
boy.
a lot in a hurry.
So here comes the face-off, and Denver Concrete with it. And Cowley holds on there. 3:54 remaining, 1-goal game. You can't ask for anything better than this, can you? You got a packed house here.
And we've seen some great goals, some great saves. Now, the coach here, is he going Patrick Waugh?
I think
2.5, 3 minutes he's pulling the goaltender? Or is he going old style?
He might. We had David Clarkson out here, too. He's a coach of the Colorado Thunderbirds, and he pulled that a couple times here. Here, headman pass. Gambrell's got it. He's got McClellan in the middle, who chooses back over to Lucas Savage. Lucas Savage guides it back down on his backhand. He's got a man up high. It's Adams. Curls back down to the corner. Graber's on it, and he tries to shovel it, but Willette is there and covers and holds for the whistle.
You know, it's so interesting to see these young kids. The pace has stayed the same. This next game coming up, the pace will not stay the same as we get into the third period. I can guarantee you that.
At least for some of them. There's a couple of DU players, freshmen, and they could be making their debut here. Here's Foote, but the puck glances off his stick. He makes a little move, and look at that, how he just whips it over to the far side to a waiting man, but it's snuffed out by Davies, and chasing the puck back down is Bo Hansen. Hansen tumbling there, but he's able to move the puck out of the concrete zone. Tag with the puck, and Gambrell settles things over to Davies, pressured there by Doremus, and back over to Gambrell. A little backhand pass. Lucas Savage has it. Gambrell picks up the loose puck. Back over, quick shot. It glances over as Abby got a good look in on Willette's cage. Play continues over on the far side. Lucas Savage has his pass picked off, and the group has to go back and retrieve it 200 feet. They get an icing call and an offensive zone faceoff with 2:34 remaining, 1-goal game here in the third period. And so you're coaching this team. You got Terry, but you don't have Gambrell out there at the same time. So
I think you're waiting. It's like 2:30 to go. You know, you got to be looking at pulling the goaltender pretty soon.
Rowell is out there along with Nate Davis. Nate Davis trying to track down his man. Puck hidden. Here's Rowell. Rowell with a jump on it, but he's stick checked from behind, and Hankey is able to move the puck back out. Matt Chabram headmans the pass up through everybody. Davis gets to it. Davis has Rowell right in front, but an active stick knocks the puck back out to center. Terry with it. recoiling, picks it back up, looks for the give and goes, picks it out of his skates, shot, goal scored! We got a tie game, 159. And Terry makes it 4-4. 3 straight goals.
Well, when you're looking back, you look back at the penalty shot. It would have made it.
And you look back at Polson's goal
Polson's
that
goal
was
called back. So
there you have a penalty shot and Polson's miss on the penalty shot. 2 big plays. We have a tie game, 155 remaining in the contest. Luka Savage calling for it. He recoils, and Terry gains some speed. Terry weaves his way through center, takes the blue line, and is forced wide by Graber. No look backhand pass. Loose puck. Luka Savage shot. He sends it high. Luka Savage had the game on his stick and unfortunately couldn't bury it here, and he sends it. It wasn't even tipped. This faceoff is coming out of the zone. Tyson McClellan will take the faceoff. The DU grad has been playing in Germany here. And over on the far side, there's Troy Terry setting up. Graber's got the puck. Graber advances it. The Dartmouth grad works it into the Aubie zone just enough. And it banks off the end boards. As Graber gets tied up there, he's battling with Michael Davies. Davies is able to move the puck back up the wall. Centering feed, picked back up by Tyson McClellan. McClellan being tracked there by Hawkinson. Hawkinson takes the puck away. Tipped up, picked up by Luka Savage. Handed off to Terry. Terry looks to go through one man. He's not going to get a call with 1:09 remaining in the contest. Michael Davies one more time rescues the puck. Puts it back up. Hands it off to Terry. Terry makes a move. Graber makes a play. Graber looking for a backhand feed as he sends it back up through center. Waiting for it is Luka Savage. From tag, takes it in. He's got to wait for support from it as he gets triple teamed. Almost 4 players on him. And here comes Nolan Foote. 43 seconds remaining. Foote strides up on the left-hand side. He's got Polson on the far side. Takes the shot. That was deadened by his stick. Holds it back up. Picked up by Doremus. Shot goal! Doremus scores! 5-4 Denver Concrete.
Well, nice read by Foote. The shot was stopped. Puck went to the wall. He turns and looks up and jumping up into the play, finds the open man.
And Doremus was patient on that shot as well. You watch Doremus. Normally he might panic, but look at this patience.
But Foote pulled all 3 of the checkers over to the wall, opened up that lane.
Doremus from Foote, 5-4, 32 seconds remaining. And we've had 5 goals, a missed penalty shot, and one goal called back, all in the third period. With Cowley pulled, the Aubie group has 18 seconds to work with it. A giveaway. Doremus almost had his second goal in 35 seconds. Puck comes back over to Selaney, finds Doremus, stick check from behind, and Foote just misses as it goes wide. The final seconds melt off the clock, and the Aubie group is 0 for 1, and Denver Concrete comes away again.
Well,
Peter?
I'll tell you, it was exciting all the way through, back and forth. You thought, okay, they're out of it. Then they come back late, get 3 goals, tie it up. But just a really nice play sets it up. And to me, you know what this is, 5-4? That's my perfect hockey game.
Yeah.
That's my score that I like. I love goals. And because everybody's involved, there's good plays. There was some great goaltending, but it was just a really entertaining game to watch.
It is just fantastic. We're going to take a quick break here, and we're going to get set for our next game. I'm going to let you visit with some of the fans.
Okay.
And I'm going to go get the score sheets for the next one. So we'll be back.
Great job.
So absolutely terrific. We've got another game coming up, so stay with us. This is Manny Furtado along with Peter McNabb on the Shaw Hockey Network. We'll be back.
Thank you for watching. I'm Todd Gerke, the official mortgage company sponsor of Dawg Nation in partnership with Shaw Hockey Productions. Stay tuned for more great coverage of the Dawg Bowl. We'll see you at the next face-off. Hi, my name is Todd Gerke. You've probably seen me around the rink, and if you've participated in Dawg Nation events, probably have one of my Lone Rangers koozies in either your golf or hockey bag. I'm a board member with Dawg Nation and have been part of the organization for several years. I also have a successful mortgage company, and I'm proud to be the streaming sponsor for this year's Dawg Bowl. We help people gain complete control of their lives and become financially free by showing them ways their money can work for them so they can stop working so hard for their money. Our mortgage business is for people that understand that how you structure a mortgage has a significant impact on wealth accumulation. We focus on people who want to understand their options and make educated decisions. And our promise is that by engaging with us, you will gain a lifelong resource to help you accumulate wealth. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you click subscribe below and enjoy the game.
And good evening from the Edge Ice Arena in Littleton, Colorado. This is the 11th annual Dawg Nation Hockey Tournament. I'm Manny Furtado for Shaw Hockey Productions, and I'm joined this evening with Peter McNabb. Peter will be joining us in just a moment. Tonight's action is Platinum action. It is the Mainline West Top Dogs versus the Vigilantes. And the Mainline West Top Dogs come in goal is Casey Sherwood, number 29. Casey Sherwood from Colorado, played for the Utah Grizzlies and the Cutthroats. And over on the opposite side is Colin Bessie. Colin Bessie comes in number 1 for the Vigilantes. We've got a number of players on this Top Dogs team, both ex-pros. We have John Mitchell, Jan Hayda, Peter Senya, and Max Bull, David Clarkson, and Aaron Mckenzie, to just name a few. So this team, the Top Dogs, is loaded. But we also are going to get our first look at a number of DU commitments, and they could be on the ice this year for the DU Pioneers. We're going to play 3 periods here. The first 2 are 15-minute run clock. The third is a 12-minute stop clock. And I believe we are also going to have the national anthem here before this game. And coming out to sing it is Jake Schroeder. Jake Schroeder sings it for the Colorado Avalanche. So how appropriate is it to have Jake Schroeder singing the national anthem here this evening? Perfect. Yeah, we're good. So we have
with 993 games. Ladies and gentlemen, there we go. All right, let's try it again. Over 24 years of Colorado Avalanche, and loves his country, loves people, loves hockey, loves giving back. One of the most generous people we know, Mr. Jake Schroeder. Let's give it up. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets swept there, the bombs were singing in, came through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Jake Schroeder from the Avalanche. You've heard that a couple of times, haven't you?
You know, it's funny. When he first started, you know, the Avalanche were going through different people, and all of a sudden, do you know who just loved him? Just Pierre Lacroix. Pierre said, there's our man. And, of course, Pierre was, now, for fans that don't know, the original general manager of the Colorado Avalanche. He was the general manager in Quebec, brought the Avalanche here to Colorado. But he was unbelievably superstitious. And there was a big game Jake sang, and that was it. From that point on, Jake Schroeder is our singer. And that, you know, and the rest has been, as he said, 24 years.
And people didn't know him as Jake Schroeder. They knew him as Opie. Opie gone bad.
Exactly. Believe me.
Gone bad.
Because it was trying to put the two together was like very unusual.
And here we have the Vigilantes. They are in their whites, but it's trimmed out in green. And they're playing up against the Top Dawgs. The Top Dawgs in their whites, trimmed out with a little bit of yellow and perhaps a little bit of red in there. It's tough to see it all. And there's Johnny Mitchell. Johnny Mitchell, or that's Hayda. Hayda picks up the puck. You're going to recognize a few of these names here Peter, and they have names on the backs of their jerseys, so it's a little bit easier
I was
this
going to say,
time.
this is a piece of cake for you. It's not even a challenge.
It's a little bit tougher. Now I'm going to rely on their names and not their sleeve numbers, which is, that's easier to see.
It's interesting because these are very, very nice uniforms. The numbers, there have been some over the years. The New York Rangers, the Tampa Bay Lightning, when Mike Haynes, John Kelly was starting with those guys, you could not tell the numbers.
No.
And we'd go into these places once every couple of years, and it was a nightmare for those guys.
Well, unfortunately, when they come to designing uniforms, they never ask the announcer. There's Peter Senya. Senya sends it back over to Clarkson. Clarkson cross-ice feed as he's looking for Johnny Mitchell. Mitchell had Mckenzie in his sights, but the puck is picked off. And Austin Hanley hands it off over on the far side. It's offsides whistle there. So we've got over on the opposite
got
side.
Some technical difficulties going here. This is fantastic.
I'm sure you never, ever have this problem up in the booth. But the Shaws are just unbelievable. Suzanne and Mike Shaw make this place. All the trains run on time, and nobody would know the difference here, would they?
She just came flying through there. Just told you to get out of the way. She had something to do.
Well, I know where my bread is buttered here.
Listen, you steer clear.
Peter Senya brings it in as he had Mitchell, but the pass is poked free, and it comes back over to center, looking for it. Mitchell fishes it out, and Mitchell with a man on him. That's Jimmy Morgan. Over on the far right-hand side, Mitchell's got the puck and a backhand shot, scores as he beats Bessie down low. And we're going to get a good replay on this one as Mitchell makes it 1-0 here early in the first.
Well, Johnny Mitchell, of course, with the Colorado Avalanche, and I love when the guys stay in the area, especially guys like Johnny Mitchell. If you had a chance to meet him, just a tremendous guy. He's done a lot of work with Dawg Nation, a lot of work with the alumni.
Mitchell had a good career of 548 NHL games. So we'll have a few of these here this evening. Curling out, there's Devine. These are a couple of the young players that we've got out there. We've got Lane Crenson, number 3, defending right now. Puck is picked back up, shot, and a nice save by Casey Sherwood. That was Lane Crenson, defending number 3. He's a DU player. He'll be in his 3rd year there out of Twig, Minnesota. And
I'm always fascinated how these kids get to Denver University because, you know they're recruited. They've been recruited for a long time because kids just don't suddenly appear on the horizon. But you see these guys from Minnesota. Why do they pick DU?
And why did his brother pick UNO?
Yeah.
That's the bigger question, But a lot of it is timing, a lot of it is the coach, isn't it? Shrimp hands it off there to Murphy. Murphy loses an edge, tries to maintain the puck in the corner. And peeling out of there, Crenson puts a body on him, and it's fished back up through the slot area. And coming out with some speed is Garrett Devine. Garrett Devine from Fort Collins moves it back over in a backhanded attempt by Massimo Rizzo. Massimo Rizzo is another one of those DU freshmen coming into play. We actually have 6 of them on this team this evening. Stepping away from things, that is Buyum, number 6. And Shai Buyum, number 6, keep an eye on him as the defenseman. Over here, we'll watch him all evening. 6'3", 214 pounds, manning that right blue line.
Freshman?
And Aaron Mckenzie looks like a freshman out there. Mckenzie fishes it back down. Low shot just goes up and over as Aiden Thompson, the talented player who played at the Lincoln Stars this past year. He also hails from the Fort Collins area. So you got the Devines and Thompson. Thompson lurking high up on the slot, chasing the puck back down is Ozar. Ozar with the puck down low. He'll be a freshman as well. Ozar sends it back up. Here comes Buyum. Buyum back straight ahead. Buyum slides over to the right-hand side, picks up the puck, squares up, takes the shot, and Bessie holds his ground. The Vigilantes look to work it out, and they finally do with Tanner Doty. Tanner Doty on the left-hand side, shielding the puck, brings it back in, his backhander, and he scores, and Tanner Doty gives the Vigilantes and ties it up 1-1 here. So Doty makes a nice play.
Just a nice move. Gets the goaltender again to drop backhand up and over. You know, I was watching the defenseman. This is one of those situations where the defenseman's caught not being able to play physical, because you know he would have slid across and played the man. So he just was able to put his stick out there and took advantage of it.
Tanner Doty, another local product. Barry Goers moves the puck over to the far side, and it gets past all. Mickle has the puck. Mickle's a talented player, number 7 out there for the Vigilantes. I saw him earlier. He was playing in a game, albeit it was a copper level game, and now he's played up about 8 levels. But he was an impressive player. There's Barry Goers, the UMass Lowell graduate, out there. Puck is picked back up, and Jan Hayda using the big backside to seal the wall. Jan Hayda, it's good to see him out there moving back over and stepping in. Here's a shot. It whistles wide of Sherwood's glove. And sweeping back is Jesse Shelton.
Jan Hayda is one of those guys, when you see him out there, it doesn't look that big. 6'3", 230 anyway, and can really skate. So it's an imposing guy coming up the ice.
Speaking of imposing, here's David Clarkson. Clarkson drags it in, looks for a second shot, but Bessie scoops it up with the left paw. Drops it there, keeps the puck alive. Peter Senya on the forecheck. And the long pass right on target, so Sherwood plays it back over to Booyum. Booyum, the DU commitment, moves the puck over to the left wing wall, and working it free is it Lane Krenzen. Lane Krenzen looking for the return feed. Mitchell's got it, back up high. And there's Clarkson. Clarkson without the shield, without the cage. He's got nothing on there, Peter. Puck right on the side of the cage as Clarkson was looking for it. Picks the pocket. Clarkson sweeps it back in on Bessie. And Clarkson calls for a reinforcement here. He's out of gas.
Is number 6 the gentleman you were talking about?
Yeah. Booyum.
And where's he from?
Shai Booyum. He played at Shattuck.
Okay.
I don't know where he's originally from, but he played in Sioux City. San Diego. He's from San Diego.
Okay,
There you go.
I thought that I had read something about a young gentleman from San Diego, a big, lanky defenseman. And you said 214?
6'3", 214.
Yeah.
You got him there.
I was talking with a strength coach for the Colorado Avalanche. We're talking about drafting these 18-year-old kids. When they say a kid's 200, he says, I can put 10% of muscle on that. So you see 214.
214.
You're looking at 230, 235 his senior year.
Yes.
A pure strength. And this kid can skate. I've watched him a couple of times now. And when you get to be that big, that's usually the first thing you look at. Can he skate? And he can really move.
He's closing in over on the far side, and you saw his vision as well. He had a no-look pass as he found Devine over down low. And almost an opportunity, or a good opportunity, as they had an excellent look. Whistles stay in the pockets there, and a quick sharp angle shot as Jack Devine out of Fort Collins streaking in. There's that Jan Hayda with that speed that you were talking about. Jack Devine, he's got a brother out there. It's Garrett, number 9, so keep an eye out for 9 and 10 and a little bit of chemistry between the two of them. Shrimp steals the puck, picks it back up, and Hayda's got it. Hayda finds a familiar face in Aaron Mckenzie. Back up through center, picked back up by Aiden Thompson. Thompson pokes at it there, and it gets past everybody, and Thompson waves over to Mckenzie to say, you go into the corner. Thompson then follows his man up right in front, and the loose puck comes free. Hayda's got it, a no-look pass. Here comes Thompson with some speed. Thompson's got Ozar in the middle. Here's a shot from Mazur, and Mazur out there with his fellow DU players. Meanwhile, peeling the puck back, there's Aiden Thompson. Thompson hands it off back to Ozar. Ozar, a no-look pass back behind the wickets. Back to Hayda. Hayda back up left-hand side. Flick shot there. Puck goes back behind the cage. It's Thompson with the puck. Few people recognize you here, Peter.
Well, it's not they recognize me. They recognize the Avalanche, and that's what's so exciting. Is that, I do the Avalanche games, so that's where they recognize you from. And they are so popular. It is absolutely amazing how the popularity. They're one of the staple franchises right now in the National Hockey League. When you're looking around and you're a free agent, you're looking at a place to go in the National Hockey League, absolutely you're looking at the Avalanche.
And you've had just an absolute dream run with this crew.
Yeah.
And you've got to just absolutely enjoy the time that's spent with the Avalanche and the players.
Well, it's been so fascinating to see, because there's been ups and downs. You know, that obviously when they first came in, they won the Cup, and then the incredible battles with Detroit, maybe the last great rivalry like that we'll ever see in the National Hockey League. Then they won the Cup in 01, then it went dry for a while. But now it looks like they're making that comeback, and they're building that foundation for a really good team for a long time.
Well, you've also got to work with a lot of talent out there with Mike Haynes and now Mosier and
John Kelly initially
and John
with
Kelly.
Johnny, yeah,
That's right.
And with Moshe, I don't know how many people know or don't know Moshe.
And with the loose puck picking up, Hanley is pressured there by Crenson. Moshe's got to be one of those very unique, as the puck is right in on the Sherwood's doorstep. He goes down to make the save.
Moshe is one of those guys. We'll be sitting on the plane together, and I'll be minding my own business, and he'll say something that is so off the charts. I have no idea where it came from. We'll be talking about one thing, and he comes out of left field with something. But nobody enjoys a good hockey game more than Moshe. He goes absolutely crazy.
Clarkson hands it over to Mitchell. Mitchell with some patience has his man outshot. Goal scored by Barry Goers, and it's great to see Barry Goers get a goal there from the NHL assist line.
It's little plays like that, isn't it? Everybody's going up and down, up and down. All of a sudden, the puck goes at Johnny Mitchell, and it just calms down. He waits, looks, finds, gets the open guy.
And Mitchell's patience drew Bessie out of the cage there as he was out of position. That was easy pickings for Goers. Setting up back behind the cage is Alex Corrigan. Corrigan moves it over to the wall to Murphy. Murphy, long pass, tapped aside. And there's those hands that we were talking about from Bouillon.
I've only watched him for 3-4 shifts. Well, he gives it away right there.
That's okay. Deloach. And here's Deloach with a pass right in front. Deloach holds it into the corner just as we say that. But those hands are developing, Peter.
Yeah. You just watched him. You can't do a thing with him.
Little pass, there's Mitchell. Mitchell right on Clarkson's stick. Clarkson tries to tag it down, but coming away with it was Murphy. Murphy in the corner is surrounded, but is able to move it up. And there's Bouillon. Hands it off there with some vision. And on the doorstep is Peter Senya. Peter Senya, speaking about that, Peter Senya, a 41-year-old, he's out there with these kids, and he looks like he's in his 20s.
It's an amazing sport. It's if you stay with it, you can't go away from it and come back. I tried that, and it didn't work. So, my nickname when I played for the New Jersey Devils alumni team was Paddles, because they were always afraid they were going to have to get the heart paddles and pump me back. Because I would just, holy cow! You haven't skated for a while, so I watched these guys 41. That is, you're taking good care of yourself.
Yeah, you absolutely are. You see David Clarkson out there too. Now he's a little bit younger. Clarkson's in good shape. Clarkson,
yeah,
out there. Mckenzie moves it back over to the far side, sweeping in to pick up that puck, and right in front, and the shot by Jack Devine, as he had a good look in. That was Massimo Rizzo, number 18, and he looks to join that freshman class as well. And everybody that I have here in pink is one of the DU fresh.
Oh, wow.
So you just see what you've got on this line. Jack Devine with the puck. And peeling out of the corner, sends it back up to Hayda. Hayda thinks about the shot, sends it back down low. And the pass up through middle is deflected off of a stick and nicely taken back by Mickle. Mickle with some speed holds his man off, tumbles there, hands off the puck, trying to work it free, and coming away with it is Jimmy Morgan. Morgan's shot off the end glass. Morgan taps it back in front. Looking for it was Jay. And the Vigilantes get a couple shots on goal here, Peter. As the buzzer sounds, signaling the end of one. It's 2-1 in favor of the Top Dogs off of Mitchell and Barry Goers' sticks. Tanner Doty got the Vigilantes up on the board, and that's where we stand. So, Peter, go back to something you and I were talking summer ago about your time at DU, and the play-by-play there was Bob Martin.
Bob Martin.
And you have a great story about Bob Martin. And you and I had a conversation at the Dawgs golf tournament. Can you relay that?
You know, Bob Martin, when I got here, was an institution. And you have to remember one of the things that was just not – there was DU, and that was really one of the only sports in town. They had I want to say the Nuggets either just started or were going to start. Obviously, the Broncos were here. But Uncle Bob was just, such a part of the franchise. So remind me the story.
So the story goes that Bob, that your mom, he knew your mom and your dad, and it was really important to your family to be able to listen in.
Oh, pardon me,
and
yes.
he would have a special comment for your mother.
And what would happen was, at a certain time, you couldn't get the station in San Diego until like 9 o'clock, or like 8 o'clock probably, 9 o'clock here, so the game was already in progress. And Bob would always say hello to Mom. Hey, June. And that, and my mom just absolutely, and over time, she never got to a game. She never met Bob Martin, but Bob Martin was her favorite person in all the world, because she brought her son's games into the living room for my mom and dad.
And her name was June.
Her name was June.
And that's a terrific story, especially for a young college player away from home. And in those days, they didn't travel that much to see you, did they?
No, my mom never saw me play. My mom never saw me play collegiate hockey. My mom didn't see me play in the NHL until my 4th year in the league, and I was playing in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Now they have all these moms weekends, dads weekends.
Now it's in the Players Association. The team has to fly the parents in when a guy's going to play his first game.
Okay.
Yeah, so they go and they get him, and they'll bring him in. But I remember calling my dad. I couldn't get hold of my dad to tell him that I had been called up. He didn't know that I had been called up. He was working in the Central Hockey League back then, until he saw the ticker tape of the lineup of the night before, and he realized that I had played my first game with the Buffalo Sabres.
Oh, times have changed, haven't they? Here we go on a streak. And here comes Thompson, and Thompson's shot, and he draws the penalty. And there you see the speed of Aiden Thompson. And Aiden Thompson hailing out of the Fort Collins area. We saw him here last year, and he took a pass. We had Milan Hajduk here playing. Last year, Milan Hajduk wasn't able to go back to the Czech Republic, so he played in the tournament with his buddy Jan Hejda. He gave a spring pass to Aiden Thompson, and he just flew. So it's
when you see Milan Hajduk in person, and it really is impressive, isn't it? The way he handles and moves and carries the puck.
His hands are just unbelievable, but he still has the feet too.
Yeah.
And,
well, he keeps himself in such great shape.
We've got some 4-on-4 action here for another 5 seconds, and then we might have missed a penalty or two.
Who
Peter.
knows? Exactly. We're talking about June, and we'll get back to the action here.
And there's the puck is held up over by Jan Hejda. Slides it aside over to Barry Goers. And Barry's got one of those goals. And with 1:22 remaining in the power play, Hejda picks up the puck and headmans it over to Jack Devine. Devine back over to Clarkson. Clarkson holds up against the wall as he's hassled, finds a man back down low, and a quick sharp angle shot, bouncing puck, loose puck in the slot, cleared out by the Vigilantes. Casey Sherwood holds it up there, advances
we
it
have
quickly.
hit the big times. We got time for the penalties.
We're back on.
Yeah,
I know, 55 seconds. So those technical difficulties are solved. Mitchell.
When Marty wants something, it happens.
Well, Marty got you here. Yeah. And that was for sure. Puck comes back over to Booyum. Booyum holds it there and guides it back over to the far side. Quick touch play as Clarkson had Mitchell in his sights. Rescuing the puck, coming back in is number 3, Krenzen. Puck goes back down low. Clarkson with it. Clarkson working down low. And a quick little spinorama play. Loose puck. Booyum looks for the shot. Booyum, he said. I said, how do you pronounce your name? And he's just like, Booyum.
Booyum.
B-O-O-Yum.
Do you know how many times, when this kid's career's going along, that's going to be mispronounced?
Yeah. Even when I write it down, I mispronounce it here.
as far as toughest names that I heard people have, Curtis Lecision for the Avalanche.
Yes.
You should have heard. We go on some of these road trips, and they say starting for the Colorado Avalanche, number 5, Curtis Lecision. You're like, who?
Well, at some point you just decide they're never going to touch the puck.
Oh, hey, there are many a guy. Exactly. Some of the European names that I got no shot at.
Crenson over to Ozar. Ozar tries to shovel it in on a little backhand on the far side, but Bessie's up to it. And he keeps it a 1-goal game here. We have 10:46 and counting on this clock. Some of the other tough names. I mean, Curtis Lecision was absolutely a tough one. But what's funny is once you hear these names, then sometimes they aren't so hard. Even someone like Hayda, you look at it, and it might, trip you up a little bit. But if you hear it enough.
Well, the National Hockey League has done a great job. You can actually go to a website or something, an audio app or whatever, and each player will say their name the way they want it pronounced.
So you don't have any excuse then, do you?
Yeah, exactly, which is always upsets me. Because some of these names, I am not great with names by any stretch. I try, but oh my gosh.
Battling for it down low, and Jellison comes away with the puck. Jellison looking back up high and sweeping into the corner. There's Booyum again on the defensive side of that play. We're in the distinctive give back on the back of the jersey, and there's play fair over on the far side. That's Ozar. Owen Ozar is from Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. Meanwhile, Booyum makes a nice play, and with some presence, he's smoked out over on the left-hand side. Fans on that, but Senya cleans up the spilled milk, and Senya drives back in as he's got a man up ahead of the play, and it's touched there, picked up by number 9, Devine. Devine finds a man right in the middle. That's Owen Ozar, and Ozar buries it. 3-1, Top Dogs.
Oh, good speed, nice play, nice shot. Just the defenseman just got reaching a little bit. Nice pass back to the legs.
And the net was gaping there as Bessie came out to defend over on the far side. And this team is going to be something to contend with, this Top Dog team.
Yeah, they got a lot of things going for them. They got some youth, they got some experience, obviously, but they got some real talent.
Ada hands it off to Thompson. Thompson left-hand side, and a nice defensive play there by Jankowski. He's the captain of this Vigilantes team. Again, Mckenzie swing and a miss as Thompson had him in his sights. Puck comes all the way back to Casey Sherwood. Sherwood gets in the action a little bit, flips a pass over to Mckenzie, back over to center and trying to work it back in as Hanley. Jan Hayda sweeps in. Hayda was commenting, and I'll get to that in just a moment. Here comes Aiden Thompson. Thompson's got a man in the middle. He doesn't miss. Rizzo scores. It is 4-1.
Another really, really nice play. The passing is really starting to show itself.
And there you see Aiden Thompson. I had a chance to see a game. I was in Omaha to see the Lancers game this year. We were doing the USA Hockey National Championships for the high schools. And Thompson was there playing for the Lincoln Stars up against Omaha, and he just looked absolutely terrific. That team has just a ton of talent, and we're going to see if he doesn't end up on an NHL roster here soon.
How do you like that league, USHL?
Absolutely wonderful. My son had a chance to play 2+ years for Minnesota, for Sioux Falls, and just had a terrific time. And that league is just fantastic. The amount of talent. You've got the NTDP team playing out of that league, and it's just unbelievable to see it. And you're seeing more and more pros come out of it. I think it challenges the Canadian major juniors very well.
You know, have they not done a nice job of doing just that, giving these kids, especially U.S.-born kids, a place to go to really develop?
Yeah, but you're seeing a lot of Canadian kids.
Oh yeah, they're coming down because it's such good hockey.
And even in the colleges, you're seeing the Canadian kids. Look at Cale Makar.
Oh yeah.
And
because for a guy like Cale Makar, that's the conscious decision to stay. Because you play at a level below when you're 16 and 17, you're not playing in a major junior A. If you play major junior A, you can't come to the college in the States.
Right.
So you got to play down a level. So you play down a level for a year. It's good hockey, but it's just down a level. And then you go and you play collegiate hockey.
Right on the doorstep, Vigilantes threatening and a second opportunity. Sherwood comes up big with the big yellow pads. Puck is moved back over to the near side. Mickle moves it quickly. Barry Goers has it. And Goers slides it back over with a no-look pass to the far side. Jack Devine hands it back off. Clarkson looks to give it back. And Clarkson's pass is tipped aside, and Corrigan has it. Corrigan's pass is picked off as Barry Goers, the veteran, brings it in. A little no-look pass set. It's cross-ice feed. Shot scores. Devine gets it, and the assist goes to Clarkson. So Devine gets that one, and this one.
And again, the passing has set up the poor goaltender. They got 5 now, but he can't be faulted on any of them. They've just been really nice plays, good movement across.
And that is Jack Devine. Jack Devine hails from the Fort Collins area as well. He's going to be a freshman, and he had a brother playing with Aiden Thompson's brother, Merrick Thompson. They played on that Fort Collins team that made it all the way to the state finals before losing to Valor this year in that high school championship. Back to the live action. Puck is picked up, and Devine picks it out. And Devine works the way over to the far side. A little backhand pass. Clarkson back over, right through the wickets. And the goal is scored by Mazer. Carter Mazer, who's going to be a DU Frosh, hails from Detroit.
It's so interesting. When I was going to DU, that it was a really good program. So Murray Armstrong, the legendary Murray Armstrong, who had the statue of him, is a great coach. But, you didn't have to recruit that heavily because DU was such a great place to go. Well, over the course of the last 15 or so years, DU has become as good a place out west to go as any club in any university in all of the country. So now you get to really pick, from the best players. Their freshman classes now are just extraordinary.
Phenomenal. I was in St. Louis. Look at this move that's being made with Ozar with the puck. We got to stop talking and we'll talk about Ozar. He makes a move. Johnny Mitchell moves the puck, feeds it back up to the point, and it's drifted down the wall. Jesse Shelton is able to move the puck up. Touched up there. Senya can't touch it, and so he waits it out and stepping in and driving the puck, and it goes up and over Sherwood's glove. And so I was in St. Louis, and I happened to be in the Linwood locker room. As you know, Linwood wants to go D1
right.
NCAA.
Yep.
And they were given tours of their locker room. This is for the U.S. National Youth Championship. They were given tours of their locker room to some of the coaches. And I overheard them say, I step in, they go, well, we're a lot like Denver, but we don't have the weather. And I said, you're absolutely right, you don't have the weather. You're in St. Louis. So it's kind of a hidden gem, and we kind of like that. So a lot of kids think of Colorado. What do they think?
Of all the questions I'm asked, and depending on what kind of mood I'm in, I'll go with it either way. I'll say, it'll be the middle of September or October. And they'll say, you're in Denver. Oh, it must be snowing. I go, no, it does not snow. What do you think it's like we live in igloos here.
Or you just go with it and say,
my God, it's 6 feet already.
Yeah, don't come.
Don't come. Don't even come close to it. It's here for the next 3-4 months.
Jan Hayda steps in, and here's a drive. Hanley scores. Hanley wasted no time on that. He goes top shelf and gets the Vigilantes back in this 6-2.
Now that's impressive. The puck was bouncing, and he just picks it up and top shelf far side.
And here we get a good look at it from Sherwood's angle.
Just watch it explode over his glove. Wow.
Up and out.
You couldn't do that again. The bouncing puck.
It even had a delayed reaction from the referee there. I looked at him, and he
wasn't sure where it went.
He wasn't sure either. He had to wait for Mike Shaw's replay. Over on the far side, a pass to himself. There's Garrett Devine. He breaks out. He's got Max Bull waiting for him. We haven't mentioned Max Bull from DU fame either. Bull with the puck, protecting it back over to Devine. Devine's backhander goes up and over to the near side. Bull corrals the puck again right in the slot area, and a big save by Bessie, who does the splits to make that save. Aaron Mckenzie, watched by Deloach, and Deloach yields. Mckenzie, another DU grad there, Peter.
Yeah.
You got him all over here.
Well, I got to know him a little bit. Just a tremendous guy. And again, another one of those guys that stayed in the area and doing a lot of great things in and around for things like this. He's a go-to guy for Marty when it comes to the things he needs to, he wants to get done.
Speaking of Bull, he's got the puck on his stick and the feed right into the slot area, and another nice play. There's Tanner Doty. Doty's got one of the goals for the Vigilantes, brings it in, thinks about it, squares up, passes it through the wickets of Corrigan. Corrigan puts it back behind Sherwood's cage. And Goers with some time fishes it back over to Jan Hayda. You're right, you look at Hayda and then you see him compared to any of the other players out there.
He is just, and he doesn't have shoulder pads on right now. And he,
So my story about Jan Hayda in last year's, that was the first year that we had Shaw Hockey Productions stream this tournament. And Jan Hayda was so excited because he thought his family would never get to see him skate again. And all of a sudden, here he is. And as the buzzer sounds, Jimmy Morgan thought he had a jump, but Jan Hayda was excited because his family could see him one more time. Even though we were streaming it, we're calling the game, and it's beer league.
Exactly.
It's beer league, but you know what?
We saw Dad,
One of the nice things, I suspect you get some people that say, can you give a shout out? You guys obviously did a wonderful shout out this year for Marty Richardson's brother who went with a heart transplant, Nigel.
Yeah, that was an extraordinary story. I mean, he wasn't going to make it, and all of a sudden, 12 hours later, and I've known a lot of people who wait for years, and it may or may not happen for them.
And that was an absolute miracle. I agree with you. It was that they found out they needed a heart transplant, and they were able to get on the list, and just like that. And not only that, I think the amazing thing was he was walking out of the hospital within a couple of days.
Yeah,
of that.
But I knew a little bit about it. But talking with Nigel and Marty, as you would, when you follow it through, it obviously is just logical. But they take the heart out. You have no heart, and then they come in with the heart and they start to reattach it. But you're sitting there, you're not awake, obviously. But just say the whole process. But was one of the funniest things that Marty and Nigel both said. The guys that were in charge of going, they got the call. You fly into the place. And there people were flying in for 4 or 5 different organs from different areas. They were flying in for the heart. They got the heart. He said, you have never seen guys as fit as the guys, the paramedics or what doctors or whatever classification they are to get the heart. I mean, because they're in such great shape because they have to get the heart, get it to the airport, get it down, get it right there. No fooling around. Because, it is obviously a life and death situation. And, so these guys were so great. And the nurses, and he talked about, just a crackerjack job these people did.
It's just unbelievable. There was Aiden Thompson losing an edge, and coming back the other way is Jay. Jay is forced out wide by Booyum. Booyum working down low. Barry Goers, the veteran, out there with him, and he gets a stick on it, moves the puck over to the far side. And the Vigilantes continue to press, but it's poked free, and here comes Jack Devine. Devine's got a man on the far side. It's Clarkson back to Devine, and right in front, Clarkson on the doorstep, battling for it. Thompson's there as well. Mickle has his pass deflected, and Thompson's got it one more time. Thompson right on the side of the cage. Shot, goal scored by Clarkson. What hands between Clarkson and Thompson.
Nice little pass in close, up top shelf. Clarkson just gets right there. He's an interesting guy. He's one of the guys, obviously his career was shortened because of injuries, but he had a really good career.
Yeah.
He was a tough tough guy along with a really good goal scorer.
Yeah, he absolutely was. He had 570 NHL games, 114 goals, only 86 assists.
Yeah.
Over on the far side, here's a shot, left pad save. Puck comes back over. Mitchell stretches for it and thinks about it, and Hanley's got the puck, puts one on, back behind the cage, and a little give and go there, an opportunity. Peter Senya moves the puck out on the right-hand side. Mazur tries to work his way through the captain, but Jankowski seals it and comes away with it. Jankowski headmans it up, but to nobody in particular, and Mckenzie's going for a light change, perhaps. Mckenzie's a funny guy. He's always, he's got such a great attitude, and he gives an awful lot to this organization as well.
And, you just talk about Mckenzie, talking about Johnny Mitchell, some of the things that he has done. And again, you get invested in these things because you meet the people. I mean, it's one of the reasons, not being silly, that I came back, because I met some of the people in Dawg Nation and what they had been through. And, you want to do what you can do to help, because they are, these people have been through a lot. And, they're out there every day having fun, playing hockey, enjoying it. And, if you can come out and just do anything.
And there's Johnny Mitchell dancing through into the slot area, puts a backhander in on Bessie. And coming away with the puck is Murphy. A little 2-on-1 for the Vigilantes. Right in front, tapped aside, just misses as Shrimp was on the doorstop. Shrimp puts it back down low as Jolette has it. Jolette hassled from behind by Mckenzie. Mckenzie stick checks him, takes the puck away, moves it back up, and it ricochets back out to center. Coming away with it is Devine. Devine looks for the pass and tries to tuck it in back behind Bessie. Bessie's got it in his glove. That was Mazur, excuse me. Speaking about the Marty, and you think about, giving back and how much Marty has provided. And, someone like Dave Repsher, who had a kidney transplant, and Marty was instrumental in that.
Yep.
And speaking about giving it back, and here his brother gets a heart transplant, and you would never expect that in a million years, because Nigel is so fit. Nigel is so active. He's always outdoors, and you just don't expect it. But you never know when that need is going to occur.
Yeah, he and his wife were just having a normal day. They were up skiing, and all of a sudden things went south.
And a loose puck twisting shot there by Deloach goes into the corner, back behind the cage. Goers pressing, and coming away with the puck is Corrigan. Corrigan back up high, watches the right on the blue line, and the puck is taken away. Devine hands it back over, picked up by Ozar. Ozar, the speedy to-be freshman, moves the puck back over, back up to the point. Barry Goers moves it back down the wall to Garrett Devine. Garrett Devine has Hayda up high. Hayda switches with him, and Devine has it kicked off his stick, and the puck is moved back over to the far left-hand side. Shrimp's got a man in the middle. It's Mickle. Mickle can't get a stick on it. And the puck is moved back over, and a giveaway there by number 9, Devine gives it away. Tanner Doty stretches for it, but streaking in and poking it free was number 8. That was Hayda. 7:10 remaining in this third period. We've got a 5-goal game, 7-2. As this top Dawgs team has just put on a show here this evening. And if they're not hitting you with a one-timer on the right-hand side, it's the left-hand side.
Yeah, I mean, they've made some really nice plays. And again, that little difference between, good and really good, that ability to make that passing close.
And catch that passing close.
Yes.
They're terrific. Puck comes back up high to Deloach. His shot off the end boards. Hayda closes in on Doty, and the puck is moved out quickly back over to Devine. There's a Devine all over the ice here. Rizzo with the puck back to Devine. Devine holds it there, top of the circle, thinks about it. And now he recoils and gains some space. Booyum with the puck. Booyum with the long stick. Guys are right in front as he has eyes in the back of his head. Tanner Doty looking for his second. Casey Sherwood comes up big, makes another save. Deflected off of Hayda. Hayda watches it. Puck comes back into center. Booyum with a little flip pass. It's deflected, and Jankowski tries to come up with it, but it's Jack Devine. Devine recoiling top of the circle. Booyum there, guides it back down low. Little backhand feed, loose puck in front. Net comes off the mooring.
Well, in case you weren't watching and didn't know, Tampa Bay beat the Islanders tonight.
I didn't know that.
In Game 7.
And
1-0. Tampa Bay scored a shorthanded goal. So now, you talk about goaltending?
yes.
You got Carey Price,
Yes.
who's playing on like nobody I've seen in a long time in goal for Montreal, against Vasilevsky, who's considered to be, probably wins the Vezina, the best goaltender in the world. That is going to be something to watch.
Just amazing. I know everybody's going to ask you, your opinion, but what is your opinion on that?
Listen, what Montreal has done is defies every single thing. You go back a couple of weeks. If you got on vacation, you have been a Montreal Canadian fan. Montreal Canadiens are down 3-1 against Toronto. 3-1. Going back into Toronto after being beaten 4-0 in Game 4 in Montreal. They're 13-2 since. They've lost one game in regulation. Or 11-2 in the 13 games since. Lost one game in regulation, and we talk about the college kids. That
Cole Caulfield.
Cole Caulfield has stepped in and been the difference maker.
And what's amazing about this, 2017, I'm calling the national championship.
Yep.
Cole Caulfield, Team Wisconsin.
Yep.
Single-handedly beats Shattuck St. Mary's in overtime, and he was all of about 5'2" at that point, and he's probably about 5'4" right now, maybe 5'8".
I was at the draft in Vancouver when he was drafted, and everybody said the kid's the best goal scorer. He is absolutely got everything. He's just too small. He's too small.
Yep.
And he almost was a decision for the Avalanche. I think the Avalanche had 16. They went with Newhook, and I think he went 14 to Montreal. But he was sitting there, and that would have been really interesting because there was you either loved him or he was too small. That was it. His skill was unquestioned.
And he had such a great career with the NTDP. Here's Clarkson. Clarkson slides it back down low, follows it up, and Clarkson gets another goal. Clarkson gets his second consecutive goal. And now here in this third, it's 8-1. So going back now, is Cole Caulfield that difference maker for Montreal right now?
Well, what you're looking for when you get into a situation like this, you're looking for players, when everything else was equal, can they make a play? And that's where I think offensively you gotta think that Tampa Bay's got an upper hand there because they have so many weapons. But the Montreal Canadiens, are they just on one of those runs like the St. Louis Blues a couple years ago where you can't beat them. You can do whatever you want, but you're just not going to beat them.
And are the Canadians going to get back some of those fans here for the Stanley Cup final?
I don't know. It was 3,500. That's been the most they've had. Tampa will be full.
Clarkson with some nifty mitts at the pucks and right in between Bessie's wickets there. Bessie goes down. Clarkson made a little play on the backside over here. We've got a running clock here, Peter, as we've got more than a 5-goal difference in the final 2 minutes here of this contest.
I was talking with Dave Clarkson. He has really enjoyed the coaching. He was looking for something to do. And a lot of time for these guys after they retire, they don't necessarily know exactly what they want to do. He got involved with coaching and has absolutely loved it.
And he's been terrific with Cardinal Thunderbirds. He led that U16 team to the national championship this year, along with another ex-Avalanche, Kenny Klee. And guess who else started on that team but none other than David Hayduk.
Yep.
Merrick is obviously playing over at the NTDP, but David was a force on that defensive line for Clarkson. Clarkson really enjoyed it. He was also out there with Johnny Mitchell. And speaking about that, Senya comes in as he finds a man over on the far side. That was Aiden Thompson. He tried to sweep it in. Bessie gets back into the cage in the final 1:18 remaining in the contest. And stepping in from was Mazur. Mazur was looking for another goal. Meanwhile, puck comes up, and there's Aiden Thompson one more time. Thompson looks down low, picks up his rebound, sweeping, and a little tuck shot there on the far side. Bessie was up to it here in the final minute. 55 seconds remaining. Peter Senya finds a man right up top. Here's the shot, goes hard off the glass. Thompson curling around and back
They're not
behind.
exactly holding back, are they? They're just,
They aren't.
holy cow.
Oh, Tanner Doty's got a breakaway with 36 seconds remaining. Doty slides it over into Casey. Sherwood makes a nice save with the big left glove. Doty gives him a little tap and says, nice play. Right in front, bang, bang play. Garrett Devine scores. Devine out of Windsor, Colorado, plays at Providence.
Did you see him skate by us?
He just went, I mean, that's the youth. That's the youth, Peter. We talked about it.
I'm
Now-
watching the play down by the zone.
Hayden Thompson, 19 years old.
There's the guy I'm going to watch.
And Booyum,
Booyum.
is that
I am, one, he's from San Diego, which
Yes,
automatically, you know he's got, an interesting side to him. But he was really impressive. Coach Carl's got some good young kids coming in.
he certainly does, and Coach Carl has just done a terrific job,
Hasn't
hasn't
he? My.
After 3 years, he has 50-plus wins. He's just done a terrific job, and he stepped in. He really relates to those players, and he has been, obviously he was recruiting a lot of players there for Montgomery.
Yes, and he had George Gwozdecki and then Jim Montgomery. Very, very, very different personalities.
Yes.
Very different coaching styles. So you get to study a little bit from both. Every coach is going to have their own way that they would like to do things.
Yep.
You do what the head coach wants. That's the way that it is. But once it's turned over to you, that when it becomes your team, they represent your personality on the ice, and they are good.
And if you ask the players, and you ask I've got a couple of the players, the Shores and some of the old DU players, they absolutely love David Carl, and they were in his corner for that. We're going to take a quick break. I'm going to get the sheets for the next game. We've got one more left. This has been a pleasure, Peter.
It's been
love
great
to
fun.
have you. And we've got one more game remaining. And we have Greg Clenard here, and Greg has been helping us out with these sheets. So we're going to make sure we've got them all.
Okay.
So we'll be back. Stay with us. You're watching the 11th annual Dog Nation Hockey Tournament. I'm Manny Furtado, and along with Peter McNabb. Glad to have you here. We'll be back in about 15 minutes.
Thank you for watching. I'm Todd Gerke, the official mortgage company sponsor of Dog Nation in partnership with Shaw Hockey Productions. Stay tuned for more great coverage of the Dog Bowl. We'll see you at the next face-off. Hi, my name is Todd Gerke. You've probably seen me around the rink, and if you've participated in Dog Nation events, probably have one of my Lone Rangers koozies in either your golf or hockey bag. I'm a board member with Dog Nation and have been part of the organization for several years. I also have a successful mortgage company, and I'm proud to be the streaming sponsor for this year's Dog Bowl. We help people gain complete control of their lives and become financially free by showing them ways their money can work for them so they can stop working so hard for their money. Our mortgage business is for people that understand that how you structure a mortgage has a significant impact on wealth accumulation. We focus on people who want to understand their options and make educated decisions. And our promise is that by engaging with us, you will gain a lifelong resource to help you accumulate wealth. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you click subscribe below and enjoy the game.
And we are ready. Welcome from the Edge Ice Arena in Littleton, Colorado. This is the 11th annual Dog Bowl Classic here, the Dog Bowl Hockey Foundation. And tonight's matchup is Wolf Resources versus FirstBank. This is a platinum level game. I'm Manny Furtado for Shaw Hockey Productions, and we're just underway in this 15-minute run period in the first period. Little backhand pass there, and it's fed up high, picked back up by Walton, and back behind him, and a backhand feed as Landon Smith played at Quinnipiac. And the puck comes back over to center. Kyle Ostro sends it back over to the right-hand side. Castro looking for it back, but John Walton got in the way. Puck is stolen and over on the far side. Ostro looking over his options. Shaw makes the save. That is Austin Shaw. So let's get you caught up with the goalies here. Austin Shaw is in goal for FirstBank. And Shaw is played at Princeton, so he's got those distinctive orange pads as well as glove and blocker. And on opposite of him is Sammy Bernard. Sammy Bernard, number 1, playing for Wolf. Wolf is in the pink. And I know it might be a little bit tough to see as we've got pink and orange out there playing against each other. And gliding through center is number 26. That is McCade Webster. McCade Webster is the Tampa Bay draft pick. And McCade Webster right on the doorstep. He also plays for DU here. And Webster with the puck over on the far side. Down low, looks into the slot area as he fed Matthew Copperrood. Copperrood plays for ASU, and we want to welcome Peter McNabb to the booth. Peter McNabb, color commentator, DU graduate, NHL veteran. What do you get? You have just about everything attached to your name.
Yeah, I got a few things you can't even actually talk about. But I was just talking to the young gentleman.
Booyum. And Shai Booyum.
What is it? Personality, and he is big, strong, and we saw him play. Again, just another one of those young guys for Denver University that are, going to make an impact. They really. Yeah, thank you for bringing him over. That was a lot of fun.
Well, I just happened to run into him down below, and for those of you that are just joining our telecast, we're referencing Shai Booyum. Shai Booyum is a 6'3" or 6'4",
yep.
6'4", 214 defenseman. He's going to be a freshman for Coach David Carl, and we had a chance to watch him, and he was something special.
Yeah, it's you don't very often see guys that big that can move the way that he obviously can move. Because he's just going to get more mobility, stronger, and we were talking about him the one time and say, oh, look at how good this kid, he coughed the puck up and we gave it away. We're like, okay, that's the last time we'll talk about him. But then he's got just this magnetic personality. I thought, good for you, kid, go for it.
Well, I asked him if he had 2 minutes to come up and say hi to somebody who's going to be tracking him from now on, and so he's not going to forget that. So, but anyway, a terrific player. We had about 6 of the DU freshmen out here on the ice prior to this game, and boy, they put on a show. But
it was so impressive. That's where he played hockey when he was a kid. He didn't go to Minnesota. He went to high school at the big one. But, he played his minor hockey there. So, we see it happening here with Troy Terry. Played his hockey here. They're staying in the state where they play.
Yep. And he's a good kid. DU's going to be loaded. And here in this game, we've got FirstBank in their orange. And we have Austin Shaw, who went to Princeton. He's got the perfect pads. He's got his Princeton pads on for his FirstBank orange out there. He also played a little bit at Ferris State as well. And they're going up against Wolf Resources. Wolf Resources is led by Kyle Ostro, another DU grad, and Adrian Wiedemann is out there as well, number 13 on defense.
I apologize. What is the pink?
And the pink is Wolf Resources. So
okay.
That is Kevin Connor's team. And there's a couple of highlights that we have, a couple of Colorado kids. Cole Quisenberry is a terrific player coming out. But we also have, let's see, over on this far side, I was going to say Matthew Copperroot, who is a Colorado product, plays for ASU. He led ASU in scoring this past year, and even was talked about as potential Hobie Baker Award candidate this year. So, back to the live action. Wolf with the puck fishes it back. That's Adrian Wiedemann, number 13, the big defenseman. You probably recognize him there. Pass comes back over. Landon Smith. Landon Smith, who had a terrific career with the Cardinal Thunderbirds, started here. Another local kid goes on to play. He's one of the leading scorers up in the BCHL. And McCade Webster pulls it aside. McCade Webster dropped pass there as he was looking for Landon Smith. And the feed comes back through. Tommy May, another DU product.
And unfortunately, we may have to call security here.
We may have to, but I think we've got another headset here, and we're gonna put Marty on. Marty Richardson, the dog father here, is joining us. Marty's had a lot of work to do here this evening. He hasn't been able to come up here, so but Marty organizes all of this. Marty, how are things going from Central? Dog Central.
Really good, really good. Yesterday was a little rough when the brine leak happened. I didn't know what brine was until I saw a lot of water when there was supposed to be ice.
And there's McCade Webster, that talented freshman. He moves it over to Bobby Brink. Brink feeds it back through the middle. Brink with the puck over on the far side, but it drifts off his stick. Waiting for it was Griffin Volk. Brink, who had a terrific year this year with DU, and Sammy Bernard fights it off. We're scoreless here at this 8:31 mark of this first period. Streaking through, in comes Justin White. White continues to hold on to it, but McCade Webster sweeps in and takes the puck away. McCade Webster, who is a Tampa Bay, speaking of Tampa Bay, McCade Webster is a Tampa Bay draft pick, number 26 out there. He's gone to the bench, and Bobby Brink, number 24. Bobby Brink is a Flyers draft pick. So we have 2 NHL draft picks on the ice right now for us.
Oh, the competition level. This is the third game we've done, and every game has had, just some tremendous last game, some former NHL players, some young DU players, and we saw DU and CC initially, then the first game, and then again, just some more really good players here tonight.
So, Peter, we don't know if it's the captains or if it's Marty that gets all these players here, and I think Marty's got something to do with it here.
I think it's, you know what else it is? It's the game.
It is.
You know, you want to come, you get a chance to play, a good competition.
And there's Matt Cope, who sent it back over to the near side. Jackson Ross gets a shot, and it's settled down by Kevin Connors. Connors, one of the most talented players out there with the puck there. Uncharacteristically, a little flip pass. Here's a shot on the near side, and it's touched up by Petrus.
That's it. That's the last time we compliment anybody. We complimented a kid last game, and he just gave it away. He just like, boom, and it was like, oh my gosh. So I said, okay, I'm not going to do it. Now he does it.
Yeah, this is a running joke with Connor.
Well, Connors just missed making the All-Star team last year, but he was close. Yeah. He was very close.
Right there on the edge.
And there we saw Gavin Stoik. Gavin Stoik, who had a great career. He was able to play at NTDP as well as Cornell, but he started out here and played for the Colorado Thunderbirds, another local kid. You see him out there, number 2. And defenseman, he's got the puck right now. With his head up, he looks for Petrus. Petrus takes the puck in, feeds it back over to Ryan Emmy. And I think you know him, don't you?
Absolutely.
So that is Alex Ryan Emmy out there. He's number 19. Puck comes back over and a shot right off the post. And that was Petrus, Jordan Petrus, who played some college hockey at Brown.
Just unloads.
And we have a chance to see Bobby Brink. Bobby Brink had a terrific World Juniors, and then came back and played a season here with the DU Pioneers. Streaking over on the far side, it's Ostro. Shot, scores. Ostro beats Shaw. And what a play with Ostro's speed. Makes it 1-0 for Wolf.
This is that shot off the off wing. Does a nice job dropping that shoulder and just throwing it far side. Beautiful shot.
Yeah, that's Stroh. He comes to this tournament every year. Always a top player in the Wolf Pack, and Hasn't played a pro for a long time. He's still a really, really good player. Every year, Manny, we see him light the lamp.
Ostro, and we were talking about someone like Tyler Polston, Marty, earlier, and Polston was a difference maker. Ostro is one of those as well, so it's good to see another DU product out there on the ice scoring goals.
And Marty, it's got to be nice to see the guys that come out, the veteran NHL players that you're able to get to come out and really work at it and help you out with all the things, your golf tournament, all the great things that they do. It's really a good group of alumni.
Yeah, and you're right in that too, Peter. It's a big. There's a lot of people that join it.
Ostro and Spielman almost teamed up there for another one. Now Noah Prokop has it. Prokop feeds it back over to the left-hand side, and Bernard makes the save. Noah Prokop is another one of those players, played for the Colorado Thunderbirds, went on to play at UNO, and now with that transfer rule, he's just transferred over to CC, and we were talking about how bright the future looks for CC right now with a brand new arena, a new coach, and players like Noah Prokop transferring in.
That transfer rule, I have talked to a lot of people. Not everybody's loving that transfer rule. It's an interesting...
No, DU lost a couple of players as well, including Mendel, and they also had lost as well Slava Demin, big defenseman. Yeah,
so you hope that it sort of levels itself out and players just aren't leaving because they're finding it difficult to make a team, and rather than accept the challenge and move and try to make the team, they just go someplace where they think they can play.
Absolutely. There's Shaner tracking it down, and almost a giveaway as Matt Cope, the captain of this FirstBank team, was stepping in. Bouncing puck settled by Walton, and Walton moves it back up, but sweeping in to pick up the pace. Here's Rodwell. And Rodwell takes a shot. Rodwell played a little college hockey at UND.
Yeah, he also played for the Eagles. And he was a Dawgs, top Dawgs player a few years back.
So we have Rodell and Rodwell.
Yeah.
And if that's not going to get us, it might do us in here.
Yeah.
McCade Webster blocked that, and curling away. Here's a quick bang play right in front as Francois was looking for the shot right in the slot area. Peeling away from traffic is Justin White. Justin White with Matt Cope. Matt Cope, who went to Robert Morris. And unfortunately, they're dropping their hockey program. Here we go. We've got a break over on the side. Staying on side. Matt Cope brings it in. Shot scores! Matt Cope, the captain, buries it. And we've got a 1-1 game.
Yeah, that's Matt Cope, Dawg Nation board member as well.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he's we're taking the youth movement on the board a little bit.
Good for
Peter.
you.
So,
that is great.
Yeah, so Matt Cope, I got to know him a little bit on the business side, and he worked with me really on the CPA side with the PPP loans and SBA loans, and saw a sharp kid and asked if he could be on the board, and we added him.
I mean, not to be silly, but it is such a great idea because you can get set in your ways thinking that and then some of these young kids come in with different looks, different ways of doing things, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
Speaking of the young kids, there's Bobby Brink out there. He's out there with McCade Webster as well as Landon Smith. Landon Smith, number 16. And he's another local product that had a terrific career here. Landon Smith almost gets to it, but it's tipped aside by Quayler. Bobby Brink slides it back over to Smith. Smith, the sharp angle shot. This one goes up into the netting for the whistle.
Okay, I guess I asked Marty. Marty, 11 years now. Did you ever see it being this?
No.
Remember that first year?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean you've been all 11 years.
All 11 years I've been here. And, a lot of it just seemed to be there was one or two locker rooms where all we needed.
Yeah.
And you'd play. Now, I mean, it is just because you've seen the gradual growth every year. But when you go from year 1 to year 11 now, it's
insane, right?
Oh, my goodness
And what we're watching right here.
Oh.
Even in Canada, you would go, how'd you get all these guys for a beer league tournament?
Well, and you know what is really interesting? Every single guy you're talking about has roots to this area. We're not recruiting a whole bunch of guys in from different places. Vegas had a sled hockey team, and there's a few like that. But the majority of players, majority of the talent here is right from this area.
And that sled hockey program in Colorado is huge. I mean, it's got some great roots here. And the Colorado team donated a couple of players to Vegas here today for that Vegas team. They were the 2 best players on the ice for Vegas, but it was terrific. It was terrific to see that camaraderie. After one, we're tied, 1 aside. Wolf got a goal from Ostro, and Matt Cope gets a late first period goal for FirstBank. That's where we sit. So, Marty, you've done a terrific job. How many teams do we have this year and players playing?
Yeah, there's 58 teams this year, a record. And that's 9 divisions, including a sled division, which is pretty cool. And it's right around 1,000 players playing in this tournament. And what's kind of interesting, you see a lot of these tournaments, the rosters might be 10, 11 guys just because I want to get at my ice time. Almost every locker room we go into is 19, 20 guys. And you see it down there. Like, these are short games, and nobody wants to miss it.
Yeah. Kevin Connors was talking about cutting people right before the game. Yeah. He had healthy scratches.
We had 2 on my team yesterday.
Oh,
Marty,
crazy.
You were one of them.
No.
Oh, no. Forget it. Marty's not giving up that right side. No.
Marty, I saw somebody wearing the C today.
Yeah.
I was like, where's Marty?
Yeah.
Who is that under number 8's jersey?
Exactly, right? Yeah. But, yeah, we play at certainly a different level than this, but that's the cool part, that everyone can play.
Yeah, I mean, I really did not like hockey when I was growing up playing pro, because everything was about fighting. That's the whole game seemed to center around that, and I think it just took a lot of people away from the game. I'm not going to do that because guys just get beat up. Mm-hmm. And then I remember in Canada, the hockey. The popularity was going straight downhill.
Oh, really?
For men's hockey, it was going downhill. They introduced
because of the fighting.
Because of the fighting, and because of the hitting.
And you were a big guy, so you looked upon to fight.
I'm talking about just recreational hockey.
Okay.
And what happened was, say you're a plumber, electrician, some idiot runs you over, you tear your shoulder up, you can't work.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I can't risk that for my family, right? So what happened was they said, okay, no contact. The first time you hit, you're gone. And it was the fastest growing sport in Canada for 8 consecutive years.
Wow.
Because it is such a fun game. You can sit around after the game. You can talk with your buddies. You can see your buddies. You can make a play. You can screw up, and you can laugh. And it's just a really fun game. And the locker room is just hilarious.
And speaking of some of the players, we've got Matthew Copperwood out there. We mentioned him earlier, and he plays at ASU, one of the new D1 programs, and it's so great to see this college hockey's growing. I mentioned Linwood; they're looking to join.
They didn't possibly say we're like DU.
They said we're just like DU, but we don't have that weather, that horrible, that lousy weather.
I can almost guarantee you they don't have that locker room. Have you seen the DU locker room?
It's a testament to the success over the years.
I walked in there and I was, I don't get jealous of much because I don't have too much to get jealous of. Just had it's been fun. But that, compared to the place that we had.
What? Well, you were in the old barn.
The old barn.
Which was an airport hangar as a goal is scored there, and it's put in. And Tommy May was right there for it. We're going to take a look at this replay, and there's May, number 14, and he fishes the puck right in front. And number 9, Spielman, I think, gets the goal. We're going to get a better look at it here.
This is a great camera angle. We've seen, look
at the work there that Mike Shaw's doing, and he's controlling. He's filming and he's controlling. He's providing. He doesn't have anybody behind him.
You mentioned that he's a magician, and it's no question. We're watching an artist at work here.
And suddenly Wolf has the lead and they have it at 2-1 as Spielman gets the goal. And FirstBank, I don't know if they knew what hit them with this Wolf team. This Wolf team is kind of like a Denver Concrete team. You don't know who they got on this team, and they come in. And Kevin Connors always puts together a competitive squad.
Yeah, he always tells me his team is the worst he's had yet, and they probably won't be able to make it. And,
yeah, oh yeah.
And then we see this.
Yeah, I was going to say
every year
you got his sandbag.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
every year.
He's recruiting guys for 6 months before this. Never heard of this guy. Yeah, well, he's been playing in this league and that league. He's coming over from Germany, you know.
Bringing the puck in on the near side. There's Prokop. And there's the transfer to CC, Noah Prokop. Number 18 out there in the orange. Over on the far side, Griffin Folk tries to, or that was Shaner, tried to swing it through the slot area, banked off the boards, picked back up by Crossman. Crossman back over with White, and the pass gets through, comes over to Rodell. Rodwell. That one is Rodwell.
Rodwell. That's Rodwell.
Marty, and you're not supposed to. I'll pick up my own mistakes.
Yeah.
Well, that's all you
Peter,
need.
Peter, what do you do in the booth when you know Moshe makes a mistake? Do you correct him?
Oh no, never.
See, Marty,
you never ever.
Even if he does it more than once.
Oh no, you wait till you're off camera and say Moshe, because that can just fluster a guy. I worked with one guy one time. If you did that, the rest of the game he just couldn't put.
He clammed up.
He just clammed up.
Yeah.
Like somehow I had, and so I learned in a hurry. That's a cardinal sin.
Well, I don't know if grandmothers and grandparents can find you in the booth, but they find me when I'm in the stands doing this. If I do a name wrong, it's the grandparents that give it to me. There's Bobby Brink over on the far side, or that's McCade Webster. Webster sends it back up high. Cope fakes one out, drives down, finds some daylight, takes the shot, and Sammy Bernard did a nice job moving over.
Remember Slava Fetisov?
Yes.
Okay, so we're in Philadelphia.
Okay.
And my buddy Gary Thorne is good friends with him. Says, "How do you want us to pronounce your name?" He said, "Fetisov." We go Fetisov. We go to Philadelphia, and the director downstairs. Gary says Fetisov. He says, "Excuse me, it's not Fetisov, it's Fetisov." And Gary's going to have a heart attack. He's going to go right down through the thing. So he says, "I'm sorry, it's not Fetisov, it's Fetisov." And Gary said, "Listen, I talked to him. He told me what to call him, so just shut up." And the guy wouldn't. Gary went downstairs, chatted with the gentleman. I don't care what he said. I don't care what he said. That's not what. He doesn't pronounce. He's not pronouncing his own name right.
Well, and there was Griffin Folks stepping in, and part of the problem is if you ask the coaches, half the time they don't. They have a nickname for him, so they don't know how to actually do it. Here's another shot from the far side.
They don't know how to pronounce it, so they just throw nicknames. So
yeah,
like Zadorov, Big Z. Just go. Didn't matter what it was, just Big Z.
And there's McCade Webster. McCade Webster and Bobby Brink, those are easy names, but sometimes it's the difficult names that are fun to say.
Oh. Well, we had one earlier with Stickney, and I said, "What is this guy's name?" He's a Polish guy that plays for D-Rep. His name was Piotr Frilovich. He said, "He's Peter."
Yes.
He's Pete. Yeah, exactly.
Well, we have Matt Francois out there, and it just said Francis on the just said Francis, and I know his mom. I said, can I call him Francois? And they're like, no, it's Francis. Speaking of someone, there's Matt Cope, and Cope skies one up and over the cage. Touch play there, but Ostro moves it ahead to May. May has it taken off a stick and a swing pass over to the near side, finds Landon Smith. Landon Smith takes it down into the corner, centering feed right through, disrupted there nicely by Ostro, who got back on that back check. Pass right up through the slot and a no-look play. Petrus comes up with the puck, sends it back over to the far side. Landon Smith catches up to it. He's got a man in the middle, right in front. Petrus shot, and it just leaks over the cage on the far side. Battle for the puck. It's poked back into the corner, and with time, May moves it up the wall. Puck is taken back out to center. Fed back over to the near side, where it's picked back up by Cole Cavey. Cavey, the converted defenseman, takes it down shoulder to shoulder, down into the corner with Walton. Walton does a little body work, and the puck is picked off and taken by Copperroot. Copperwood moves it back over to the near side. Cross ice feed in stride. Ryan Emmy. Ryan Emmy winds up, takes the shot. The puck comes all the way over to the near side. Crossman swings it back over to the right-hand side. Ross puts it back down low. Ryan Emmy puts it down. Copperwood with the puck peeling out of the corner, runs into some traffic. Waits for some support. The puck squirts free. Back up high. Walton's got it. Shot. Breadbasket save. Bernard holds on for the whistle.
These guys are playing really good hockey.
Yeah, they are.
The guy was coming back. I saw the play break out, and I thought, okay, guy's coming down. He's going to be a 2-on-4. They had 4 guys back defensively. Who comes back defensively in a beer league game? I mean, that's what the other end is for.
That's right.
You saunter back. And they're hustling back in the defensive zone. They're really doing a nice job.
There's a lot on the line in Dog Bowl.
Yeah.
Troy Terry shared that with us last year after a game we interviewed him, and he was really upset. And he said, you don't realize that we take this tournament really seriously.
You should see his reaction when he made it 4-4.
Yeah.
I mean, he was hand pumping all the way down his
Really?
bench. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then they ended up losing 5-4 late.
And Hilbrook, one of the bigger, Hilbrook is out there. He's about 6'7" with skates on, I think. And the shot, a backhand play, comes back over the cage and it's twisted back out front as they were looking for Steve Quayler. Quayler was lurking up high. And this Wolf team in Peak is playing pretty tough, aren't they?
They're just everywhere. I mean, they're hounding the puck.
Copperwood moves it over to the far side. Griffin Folk picks it up, and the defenseman activates deep low into the zone with 5 minutes remaining in this second period in a 2-1 game. Wolf up by 1. Back down low, give and go right in front as Griffin Folk had stepped in. And the puck squirts back out to center. Picking the puck back up was Crossman. Crossman weaves his way through on the left-hand side. He hoists in the corner and goes for a break. Here comes Bobby Brink. Brink with a long stretch pass finds Shaner. Shaner with a man sitting behind him. And it's a quick shot right in front as Copperwood's backhander rises up on Bernard, and Bernard makes the save. 4:30 and counting. Second period, 1-goal game. Wolf leading.
One of the things you have to be impressed with all 3 games, there's been some goals, but the goaltending has been really good.
Absolutely terrific. Sammy Bernard, he played when we were when the boys were young. I mean, Sammy Bernard was our goalie. We took him to Minnesota for a tournament, and here he is. I love calling these kids. Here goes White. White moves it back over. Quisenberry looking for it right in front as Quisenberry was in on Shaw. Bobby Brink with a long stick tips it, but Wolf is able to keep it in the zone, but only momentarily. Adrian Wiedemann, the DU product, sends it back over to Kevin Connors. Connors moves it back up through center, and holding the puck is 6'4" Steve Quayler. Passes it right up through the gut. Here's the shot. A backhander drifts off of Wiedemann's stick. He's not going to hear the end of that one, Marty.
No, Wied's sneaking up from the D.
Back up high, chiseling away, and look at Shaw. He's got the puck in the left mitt.
He's got his Princeton pads on there. Austin played Princeton, then finished up at Ferris State this last year.
It is interesting. I was, even last game I was watching, I was truly expecting the pace to slow down. In these 3 games, as you said, they take it seriously.
They do. They really do.
But some of these guys, I mean, these young kids, it doesn't even seem to matter who they are in really good shape. I mean, I watched Jan Hayda.
Yeah.
He didn't, I mean, he was out there skating, moving, and he barely looked like he broke a sweat.
Yeah.
And look at the stretch play there as McCade Webster made a play over on the far right-hand side. Webster in the middle looking for it, and the shot is gobbled up as Bernard goes low and makes the save. In on number 23, that was Jordan Petrus. We've mentioned him a couple of times. Yep. He has had some speed and he's looked good. He played at Brown. And so those Ivy Leaguers, they've got some skill out there. It's good to see them all. Puck comes back over to the near side. Cole Cavey chases it into the near side corner. And Cavey works it back and fishes it back over to the far side. Matt Rogers with the puck. Giveaway. Here's a backhander almost right in front and hands it off. Ostro ties up his man, and a funny bounce off the glass. May's able to poke it free, and with a step over on the far left-hand side, the shot is rejected by Shaw as he makes a nice play on Spielman. Centering feed as McCade Webster again gets another stick on it, and here comes number 16. Here comes Landon Smith. Smith with some speed and a riser from just about an impossible angle is held on by Sammy Bernard.
You know, it's going back a ways, but when you just watch the overall skill level. When I played, you could tell who the defensemen were because they couldn't skate. I mean, the forwards could, the defensemen were just big slugs. Now, I mean, we watch any one of these guys.
Yeah.
The overall skill level is unreal. The quick shots that they make, the ability to take a pass, give a pass. I mean, that's probably as much. That's changed as much as anything. The overall just skill level of these kids.
And a backhand shot right in the slot area. I thought I heard a whistle, perhaps not, as it's broken out. And here comes Wolf. Wolf works it in as Matt Francois puts it into the corner. Gavin Stoik sweeps it over to the far side, held in by Crossman. Right in on Shaw.
Speak of the devil.
And coming up, and here is Jan Heda joining us. And Jan Heda in the booth up here. Jan had a terrific game. Griffin Folk with the puck. He's pinned up against the boards. Gets some support from Ryan Emmy. Meanwhile, coming up with the puck is Crossman. Crossman is able to get it back out of
When's their next
Wolf's
game?
zone. And it's tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning?
Yep.
Yeah. 12:40.
He's gonna miss curfew here soon.
Yeah.
He is. I think they're all going to miss curfew. And that's the best part about the beer league.
And then we got Marty Wakeland, former New York Islander, behind us. Yeah, a cup of coffee with the New York Islanders.
Hey,
End of
a cup of coffee is a cup of coffee.
We got a lot of folks here this weekend. Jay Snickty's done games. Marty Wakeland's done games. Yeah, it's been terrific.
And it's terrific to have everybody here. Marty, you've assembled a cast of thousands here.
Yeah. Yeah. Victoria boys right here.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. Look at that.
I
don't know if you don't ask.
How did you not know that, Peter? There's 3 British Columbia boys right here.
I was at New West. Yep.
Yeah.
That's where I'm from. Yeah, Victoria. But that was always that beautiful place across the bay.
Yeah.
You know, it was.
Yeah.
Oh, you just take the ferry. I mean, that was that was it. Yes.
Peter, we've got 1 period to go, 12 minutes up on the clock, and we have a 1-goal game. Wolf leading.
And again, it's just, one of the things that's a little thing, but I've really been impressed with. No one's been stupid. There have been opportunities to play the man and really do something. They've really respected the rules of this tournament. So you're just having a bunch of guys having a great time.
Well, one of the nice things is so many of these players have played together. There was Evan Ritt, number 25, and Evan's going to hear it from his line mates. I think he fell over the blue line there. And
blue line's pretty talented.
That's absolutely right. So, but these guys like to compete, but so many of these guys are good friends, and they hang out together otherwise off the ice. Back to the live action, bringing the puck in is number 5. That's Cole Cavey. Cavey drifts back to his D position now. Puck comes back over to the right wing, right point, and the shot right on the doorstep.
Yeah, I will tell you, Manny, each of these teams, if this was in any other tournament, that's a guaranteed championship team. Every one of these.
Oh, yeah.
And each one of them I talk to, they go, I think we got the team this year. And then the other team seems to be just as good.
Yeah.
Every team we've seen tonight, solid.
Now, how many games do they play?
They're going to play 3 games
3 games each, right?
Yeah. And then a championship.
But
they're short games.
Oh, yeah.
And what a sharp angle shot there by Tommy May as Ostro set him up one more time. Puck is delivered back over to Spielman. Spielman's shot is deflected and into the netting. Marty, every one of these 6 top teams in this Platinum division, you just look at it, there's just talent dripping from these guys.
Oh, yeah.
And every one of them can win it. You look at Wolf's team, and I was calling Kevin Connors this morning saying, Kevin, are you going to get us the roster? And so Kevin was the architect of this team, but he started with about 30 players to pick from.
Yeah. I saw him last week at a softball tournament. He was complaining that he only had 9 guys, and it was going to be a really long weekend for him. And this is what he brings out.
It starts. Some of these guys, they just can't help themselves.
Yeah.
They got a sandbag. It's just in their blood.
And over on the far side, Cope with a quick shot there, and Matt. Gobbled up by Bernard. Bernard has been solid this evening.
Yeah.
He has had a quick glove, and like I said, I haven't seen him since he was about 12 years old. So he's improved quite a bit. He's got terrific. Absolutely. Here comes Wolf and a little backhand feed. Ostro catches up to the puck as he's flanked by Griff Folk. Ostro shakes off the check, puts it right up through the middle, and on the side of the cage, holding on there is Shaw. Austin Shaw isn't taking any chances.
Well, we get to ask you, Marty. Who do you like in this tournament?
The top dogs, of course.
Top dogs.
So Denver Concrete's won 3 straight years.
That's what we were talking. Manny was telling me.
They're sneaky, and Tag is usually really, really good, but they are missing 2 really big players that they normally have, and one of those is Will Butcher.
Oh, where's Will?
I guess he's got a little bit of nagging injury, so he's sitting out on this one, and that was a big hit because he plays for him every year.
And here's a spring play over on the far side. Copperwood puts it right in front, and one more time, Petrus was on the doorstep, but he couldn't connect. Petrus on the check there as he's hassling Kyle Ostro. Puck squirts free over onto the near side, and it's hoisted into the FirstBank end. And a full line change for Wolf. 9:37 remaining in this 1-goal game. Sammy Bernard holds the puck there as Matt Rogers moves it up the left wing wall. Stepping into one there was White. White couldn't control, and Bobby Brink has the puck with McCade Webster driving. Sitting back behind him is Noah Prokop, and the puck just right in bit behind on Prokop. Prokop couldn't come up with it. Love back down there by Ross. Ross advances it back into the Wolf zone. Bobby Brink on the doorstep. And this one is deflected, rides the shelf over on the far side. Gavin Stoik quickly tries to transition, but it's stolen by Rodwell. Rodwell's shot whistles wide, comes back up to the near side. Webster over to Brink, stripped off his stick nicely by Francois, and the puck is headman back over to White. White just inside the blue line takes a shot, misses. Over onto the near side, and casually working it out nicely is number 18. That's Noah Prokop. Prokop 1-on-4, brings it in, gets a little bit of help, takes a sharp angle shot as McCade Webster was lurking over on the far side, bringing the puck back in. Steve Quayler loses the puck, looks to gather it back in. Webster comes up as he was looking head manning. He was looking for Evan Ritt again. Evan Ritt must have gotten those skates sharpened there in between shifts. He's looking pretty good now. So the puck fed back, looking back up high. Play is read nicely as stepping in is Landon Smith.
Now this game is really interesting. This is the best defensive game that we have seen. These teams are really playing well-structured hockey.
Well, with 30 players, you might be a healthy scratch next game. You're going to work hard. So John Walton tries to move the puck up, and coming away with it is Quayler. Quayler makes a move, and with the long stick, puts it right in front. He had a man tied up over on the far side. Keeping the puck alive there was 13, Adrian Wiedemann. Wiedemann coaches that Valor team with Coach Gwozdecki. Puck comes back over to the near side, fed up, back up high. Cavey takes a shot, but this one is deflected as Walton got a stick on it.
Yeah, we spent every single, before every one of these games in about 5-10 minutes in the locker room, kind of telling all these guys what Dog Nation is, and a lot of them have heard it, but there's a lot of new faces here too, and they were just riveted about the story and what's happened.
Yeah.
And it's
well, I mean, is it going out on a limb to ask you to tell the story, the real life story of what happened the last couple of days?
Yeah, I think we'll have to do that after, because it's really is sad, and it needs a couple moments to give it credit, right?
But it's a Dawg Nation story.
It is, and we told that story in there, and these are big, tough, strong guys, and there was tears in those locker rooms, and every single one of them tonight when I went in there and told the stories. They thought about their sisters, their mothers, and their grandmothers and whatever else. And they're young kids, really, and they feel for the same stories, right? Just like we do.
You know, because you and I have listened to, and you especially, because you know you've done so much immediate work with people, but you listen to the stories, they tear your heart out. I mean, they just do.
And stepping in over on the far side, Landon Smith gets a step, takes a shot, and Bernard makes the save, I think, with the cage. Puck comes all the way back out to center. Matt Cope waits for players to get on sides, works his way through, and tries to feed a puck over to the far side. But Wolf is able to take it out. Christian Hilbrick sends it back over to Cope. Cope driving in on the right-hand side. Backhand feed back through center. He had Shaner in his sights. Meanwhile, the puck is back behind the cage, and a battle there. Coming away with the puck over on the far side. And a quick play right in front. And speaking of big guys that have talent, that was Christian Hilbrick.
That was a great play.
He played at Cornell. Hilbrick lurking right in front. He's also got those breezers from Germany.
Isn't it funny? You can tell the guys from Europe, they got all the advertising.
That's right. You want to show that stuff off, I guess. Here comes Hilbrick. He looks for the far side, shoots wide, chopped at by Francois, and he releases as the puck comes back out to center. FirstBank putting the pressure on the left-hand side, sweeping back in. There was number 20, that is Copperrood. Puck comes back over, Matt Cope pokes at it there. Tommy May's got it. May tries to feed it back over to the far side. Excuse me, that is Connors. Kevin Connors. Connors with those red DU gloves. Here's the shot. Connors guarding closely. Puck comes back up through the center, and Rodwell had it momentarily. A shot from distance from Hilbrick.
Wow.
And Sammy Bernard hanging on to the one-goal
really
lead
good.
with 5:10 remaining.
Yeah, you did mention a lot of CC guys out here, and when I did do those locker room visits, I saw a lot of CC bags, and when I said to a couple guys, they were blown away. Peter Senya was playing today.
Yeah.
And for the CC guys, that was a big deal.
Sure.
And that's a legend there.
We talked about that, about how these kids from this area doing well, it makes an impact.
Yeah.
Puck squirts free, and it's a foot race there as number 20 tries to get to it. That is Copperrood, and a quick twisting play. Copperrood got back to defend, and who said there's no checking on the far side?
The referee did, because he's throwing him in the box.
Well, we got to hold. We got to hold. And this is the game's first penalty. And so going to the box is going to be whom? Is it Copperrood? Nobody's admitting to it, Peter.
Who? Me?
I don't even know which team it's going to be on yet. Here it is. So, and the FirstBank box opens up, and it's Copperrood. So Copperrood takes the game's first penalty.
Yeah, the first game had a few penalties.
But we didn't call those.
We didn't call.
So I don't know if those counted.
It was sort of just on the clock.
We were almost unaware that we had penalties. So back to the live action. Let's set it up. Let's see if Wolf can extend their lead. They've got 4:32 on the clock and 2 minutes of advantage time. Puck over on the far side. Picked back up by Quisenberry. Quisenberry guides it back over to Wiedemann. Wiedemann drives it down low. He's taken off the play, but sweeping back in and holding it there over on the near side. Wolf, with some time, feeds it back down low. That was Rogers, and a cross feed right in front as Quayler was on the doorstep all alone. Bobby Brink curls away from pressure and sends a headman pass up through. Griff Folk with the puck on the left-hand side takes a shot at a loose puck, but gobbled up by Bernard. 3:58 remaining in the contest, 1:18 remaining in the power play.
It certainly looks like Bernard's going to have to get beat with a good shot, because he has just been right on top of it.
Yeah, I'd like to mention the guys in stripes tonight too, Pete and Manny. They every single one of them, every single game, 100 games this weekend, they're not taking a penny.
And right there, a backhand feed, and the game is tied as Landon Smith solves Sammy Bernard. So with 3:58 remaining, let's take a look at it again.
Off the face-off, just loses his man. Puck comes across, just a quick move, and short-handed, they tie it up.
Yeah, and that's actually not Landon there. Not that I know I'm not supposed to correct you, but it's number 18, and I want to give him credit.
That was Noah Prokop.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to allow that one. Is that one that we do allow on a goal?
No.
Not even.
he's just he needs airtime, Manny.
I know Noah, and I know Noah's dad, Dawg. So I would get grief on that.
You know what? I'm giving the goal to Landon Smith, and after the game, then we can talk about it.
Exactly. Yeah. I'll give it to whoever I want.
Yeah. So I'll tell you a funny story on that here. A little bit after we catch up to this. Wolf has the puck down low. We've got a tie game with 3:11 up on the clock. They still have some power play time. Backhander shot scored. And Spielman. Marty, was that Spielman?
That was Spielman. No, I think that was Noah Prokop.
John Mitchell playing the game.
Yeah.
Just coming through the slot, just picks it up over the goalie's glove, and okay, give up a shorthanded goal. We get the power play goal back within another 3:06 remaining. 1-goal game.
There we go. And 20 seconds remaining on the power play. FirstBank. Boy, what a response by Wolf. Wolf has just come back, and they have been tough thus far. FirstBank's got to be wondering what they have to do. Puck comes back over to the far side, and it's right through the slot area. Picked back up as Evan Ritt was trying to come up with it. Bank, but not out. Cope puts it back down low, a little give and go. Cope's shot hits friendly fire, and now the puck is fished out in a foot race as Ostro has it. Ostro brings it back in as he tries to get past Noah Prokop. Ostro drags it back up the near side boards, tumbles there. Cope has it, delivers it back over, and a nice little play. Stretching back to pick up the puck with 2:18 remaining in a 1-goal game. Fed right in front, but it's stolen there by Crossman and moved back up ice. Looking back behind him, and there's Evan Ritt, number 25. Evan Ritt had a good DU career, played his youth hockey at Arvada. Puck goes back over to the far side, and Matt Cope, the captain, picks it up. Matt Cope is hassled from behind, but he makes a heck of a play from his knees as he moves the puck over to the near side. Griff Folk, touch pass back up front over to Shaner, and it's whistled around by Kevin Connors. Connors looking for the spring play over on the far side, bouncing puck, and at the red line, it's touched back up and bring the puck right back in. There's Landon Smith with a shot that's fought off by Bernard over to the far side. Griff Folk trying to hold the blue line, does so, jams at it with a bunch of snow on the ice there. Got a little bit of an assist, stepping back in. Here comes number 16, Landon Smith. Puck comes back over to the near side, picked back up by over, and we've got Bobby Brink is the extra attacker on as Austin Shaw is off with 1:07 remaining, and here's a race to the open net coming in with the puck. Tommy May holds back up, and a nice play there is made by 27 Hilbrick. Hilbrick advances the puck back up to the Wolf blue line, and with 51 seconds remaining, Brink has the puck on the side of over into the near side corner. Brink looking to centering feed, but Shaner gets to it. And the puck is, Quayler lifts it up and out of the zone. Puck comes back out. May was looking for it. Brink retrieves it. 32 seconds remaining in the third period. FirstBank trailing by a goal. Brink tries to go through a couple players. He's stymied there. Gets some help and is hoisted out. Shot empty netter. Marty, who got that goal?
Wow, no Prokop.
And it is 4-2 with an empty netter. Peter, I don't know who got it. It just came out of a pile.
That guy down there.
Yeah, that one was a tricky one. Yeah. Shazi, what do we got? Let's see a slow replay on that one.
I don't know if Mike can give it to us.
No, but what a terrific hockey game. I mean, both of these teams, I mean, there was in the first couple of games, a lot of odd man breaks and a lot of, this one, I mean, defensively, they were coming back, they were helping out, they were chipping in, blocking shots.
And as the final seconds tick off, what a game we saw today. So Wolf wins with an empty netter 4-2 by somebody, we don't know, but we had a terrific time. We saw 3 great games.
Yes, we did.
They're playing again. These 6 teams will play again tomorrow morning, and then we will have an evening game as well. So they've got
semifinals
two
in the
games
evening
tomorrow. So they got the semis and the championship.
Actually, you're going to have
Sunday.
3 games in the morning, 2 semis in the evening, and a consolation. So there's 6 platinum games tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then 1 more game on Sunday.
Yeah.
So
You got what, 8 championship games?
9.
9. Wow.
One went tonight already, though.
Oh, okay.
The
That's what
sled game already is done.
Okay. Because I saw the schedule. I was looking at the championship games.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Well, do you want to go back to our story? Why we're even here today?
Why we're even here. This story was one of those ones, just for those people that are listening, that just, when I first heard this kind of story, I hadn't been around it as personally as you can be around here, because the amazing thing was Dawg Nation, they open up. They will talk about the stuff they've been through and the things that have gone on in their lives. And you have such incredible respect. But the story today was just, go ahead, Marty.
Yeah, it's a heartbreaking one. Dawg Nation started when we lost Jack Kelly, so all of our jerseys have a JK on, and everybody knows that. And you want to do it over there?
Sure. Yeah, we've just been asked by the Shaws if we'd take this. We're going to keep the feed, but we're going to go over to the booth. Is that where they want to go?
They do.
Or
we can just go to the booth. It looks so pretty, we might as well, right?
All right, let's take a quick break. We're going to run over to the booth.
Sure.
Marty's going to tell this story.
Yeah.
They showed me a picture of you with them.
The 3-year-old Jim.
And
You saw him pretty much.
Sometimes it's, you got to remember, you're the
And so
it's a little iffy.
And so, Peter and Marty, we are live right now, so let's continue this discussion. Marty, you were telling us this story. Peter, thank you for bringing it, because this is a perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of reasons we start Dawg Nation, and this one literally starts right here. And what I've told this story this weekend over 50 times in the locker rooms. We passed the hat in there. Dawg Nation started back in 2009, and when that happened, we had 10 guys in our locker room have cancer, and they survived. All 3 of those guys, 10 guys in our locker room. We had 3 guys in our locker room get cancer in a 10-day period. All 3 of those guys played this tournament this weekend. All 3 volunteered, and 2 of them even were sponsors. So that's pretty cool, that part of it alone. But we did lose Jack Kelly that year. JK is prominent all through Dawg Nation on all our jerseys everywhere. And there's another JK, and that's really what happened with this weekend. Literally 8 years ago yesterday, to the day, Jeff Karras, who was a Littleton hockey coach, passed away from cancer, and he left behind Heather Karras and 2 children, Michael and Marina, that were teenagers, twins. And Heather was tasked with the daunting task of raising 2 teenage kids, and she did amazing. I mean, these kids are confident, they're strong, they're intelligent, they're polite, they're respectful. Everything as you and I, or the 3 of us as dads, would want our kids to be. And so, super mom, she pulled it off. I mean, she did that all on her own. Amazing, amazing kids. And last year at this tournament, Heather came to me and told me, I got bad news. I have cancer. And I was like, she goes, I can't lose this battle, Marty, because these kids, my kids don't have a dad.
How old?
They're now 22.
Okay.
And so, they just can't not have a mom too. And she goes, I'm going to beat this. At Christmas time, I hadn't talked to her for a while, and I heard that she wasn't doing that well. I reached out, and she weighed maybe 70, 80 pounds, no hair, and it looked like the end. And I went to visit her, and we talked, and she said that this isn't an option, and she circled June 26th on her calendar that night and said, I want to play the Survivor game. And I thought, after I left, how is she going to play the Survivor game? She can barely walk 10 feet without assistance. And lo and behold, a couple of months later, she had put weight on. Her hair was starting to come back, and she texted me and said she'd walked a mile that day. And I was like, wow, I think she's going to defy the odds. I think she's going to actually play in the Survivor game. And at that point, Dawg Nation was behind the scenes, without her knowing it, raising money to help this family. And we wanted to surprise her that day. And so we were leading up to it. I talked to her a couple times, and then on about 2 weeks ago, I got a call from her, and she said that it doesn't look like she's going to be able to play the Survivor game. Man, she was in the hospital with pneumonia, and she really was like, I'll get past it. And she thought, well, I can't play, but maybe I can drop the puck. And I thought, well, that'll work. Yeah. I mean, we can still make this thing work. We're going to raise the money, so on and so forth. Then literally on the day the Dawg Bowl starts, which was Wednesday, I got a very early phone call from Michael. And Michael said, my mom wants to see you today. I know it's Dawg Bowl. I know you're really busy. I know you're moving around and picking up stuff and getting ready. I totally understand if you can't. And I was like, didn't even think about it. I got to go see her. So that's exactly what I did. That day, went out, and I sat with Heather, and I told her about the weekend. And I said, it's not a surprise anymore. This is what we were going to do for you. All these people are rallying behind you, behind your kids, behind you, and know that you got an entire army and family, hockey family, that is looking to make a difference. And it was a really emotional, like sitting there holding her hand. She wasn't that responsive. And then just 13 hours after that phone call, she passed away. And so that made this weekend incredibly real, incredibly like, we got to do something. And last night, there's a team in this in the tournament that I mentioned was J.K. Strong, and that's not Jack Kelly, that's Jeff Karras, and Heather ran that team for years. And I went in that locker room last night, and I knew it was going to be a tough one to do that meeting and tell the team, and they knew. And I walked in, and there was a lot of sad faces in there, and there was a young man sitting in the middle of the room on the bench in the middle of the room, and he had his head down and pulled his hat down. And as I started telling the story, I realized that was Michael, and tears were just running down his face and dripping on his breezers. And I finished the story and walked around the room, wished everybody well, and Michael was the last one in line, and he grabbed me and he held me so tight and just sobbed on my shoulder. Oh. And then he went out and he played his heart out.
But
it was amazing, right?
But you used the word that I could never find it myself, but you use it real. I think that's there is not a single story here that isn't real. That the people involved in it don't have real emotions. There hasn't been real consequences to what their life has presented to them, and that they haven't faced it. Because that to me was, when I first started to meet the guys at Dawg Nation, was the part that I was stunned with, was the strength they had to understand and accept the situation. You have a group here that and I think they feed off of each other. I really do. They don't feel sorry for themselves. I know there's moments that they do. Absolutely. There's no question. You cannot not feel sorry for yourself. But they don't bring it out on other people. It's just, it's you know, and I think that you know, when you've seen things that, like you said, I mean, you know, just a couple days ago, you're holding the hand of a lady that, you know, wanted so badly to be here, and then her son is here just to represent her. You know why he's here? He's there to do that. And again, that's been the theme for me with this whole Dawg Nation for all of the years. It's just, you know, you can't. I mean, you know, some of the things that the guys have said to me over time, you know, you know, I don't know if I'm going to make it. The gentleman 2 golf tournaments ago that had the daughters.
Yeah, that was Mr. Smith.
He and I were in the same situation, single dads with daughters.
Yeah.
And we sat and talked for, you know, the longest time about the responsibilities of raising daughters on your own, you know, when you're divorced and this. And, you know, a couple months later, he wasn't here. Right. And his daughters, as you say, were spectacular young ladies. And obviously he had done the very best he could for as long as he could. Yeah. And it was, you know, it's something that you don't want to say you don't forget. Of course you don't forget. But you understand that just how lucky we are to the three of, look at the three of us sitting here. You know, we've had just some fun watching a great game, watching people play. But the real reason we're here is the story that you just told.
Yeah, and I think that does resonate, because I sat there in that room, and it's really young guys. It's DU's freshman class is basically a third of our Dawgs team. And I watched those kids. I've only talked to them one time on the phone, and they were riveted in there and hanging on every word. And I came down after the game and just, hey, you guys, I heard you played pretty well. I barely saw any of that game because I had other stuff going on, and came over, and they're thanking me to play in that game. And every one of these guys is playing that game. It's not like a tournament where I hear these things, oh, you got $1,000, we pay them $1,500 appearance fee. Not one penny out here. It goes the other way. Yeah. They put their own money in the, just like it does at the golf tournament, right? Yeah. You see that every time. Yeah. Same thing.
Well, it's a phenomenal organization, Marty, that you've done, and it's been all heartfelt. And for you, you know, you've got an amazing mission in life here. And I think that we see it, and when it's beautiful to see it play out, and it's great to see how many people you've been able to bring into that mission, because it's just absolutely amazing how giving people are, and you just realize everybody's going through something. Some of them a lot tougher. You just can't imagine, but there's no shortage of needs out there, are there?
No, I think what you just said there, it reminded me of something that happened last night. I told that story in a different locker room, and to a lot of guys I know, it's some of the guys I play pond hockey with. Those are kind of my buddies that I like doing that with. And came out of that locker room, this young man named Chris. He came over to me, and he was getting ready to go on the ice, cage on and everything, and I could tell he's crying, and he go, I just need a hug, and he gives me this big hug, and I said, I said, you must know Heather. And he said, no, I lost one of my best friends this past week. I haven't told anyone. Yeah. It's exactly what you just said. So it hit that nerve there, and for him, it made him think of his friend.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool.
Last night I was on the broadcast, and a friend of mine, Dan Turner, who I've played hockey with, you know Dan. Dan came running in, he grabbed me, and he goes, James, I'm here to watch this game, and you know who he's here to see. Yeah. He was here to see a young man that had who had broken both ankles, had surgery, didn't even think he would ever be able to play again. And he helped him through that. And he called him up. He called up Dan Turner, and he said, Dan, he said, I'm playing today. Dan was at a birthday party for his grandson. He dropped everything, came here to watch him play, got on the headset with me, told everybody the story, and was cheering him on from the stands. And I'm like, he's like, I wouldn't miss this for anything. I love this kid.
Yeah.
So, great story. Marty, what a poignant picture that you have. And it sure makes the 11th annual Dawg Nation tournament have some special meaning this year.
It does. And a lot of times I feel I'm humbled by the words that you guys say and what everybody else is saying here. But as I told those locker rooms in there, I don't have $2.5 million that I've given out. This is an incredible group of people. It's not one person. It's not 2 people. It's not 10. It's literally thousands. It literally is. Mm-hmm. And all these different people coming together for a common cause. And really in my eyes, we've done here is we've created a conduit to go there.
It's funny. I've been to a lot of functions in my time, and you're there for good reasons and whatever. And one of the things that you notice and and you understand is some people are there because it's kind of, this is where I'm supposed to be. Right. But they've got this shoulder out the door. They're there, and it's very nice that they're there, but this shoulder is out the door. When you watch all the people that work here, there's not one person that's leaving as you're talking with them. I mean, they're here. They're here. They're here until it's over, and they'll be back tomorrow, and that's just the way that it is. It's just something that you are, once you understand it, there's no going back. Right. I don't know of anybody that could go back on what they've seen when if they really allow themselves to see it, feel it, understand it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you've been moved to tears many times at these events. Many times.
And I've been moved to tears, but also moved to points of, are you kidding me? There was one gentleman who had just, what he needed was a skin graft. Remember him? Remember that? And he's wearing shorts, right? And I said, how you doing? He said, oh, good. I got the skin graft. And he went, well, where'd you get it from? Oh, he goes, right here. And he pulls up his shirt, and there's the skin graft from his thigh. And I'm going, oh, my God. And he knows he's got me. He knows he's got me. And I'm just laughing, going, what are you doing? Oh no, they did it on the other side too. And I go, oh, okay, that'll, because they see, they don't let it get to them, and it's remarkable how they do. And then you'll see them the next year, and some are better, and some aren't better, and yet they have the same resilience, and they're going to keep moving forward like Heather until the last possible moment, and it's just truly remarkable.
Yeah, it's been good. So thank you guys. I mean, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to tell that story, because it's one that we wanted to tell.
Marty, we want to thank you for allowing us to be a part of this event. I know that I feel just absolutely honored to call these games and have an opportunity, and Peter, for you to come in and take your time and join it. It was a highlight, I know, for Marty. It was a highlight for me to have you, and it was a highlight for our audience. You are well loved here, and like you said,
it's just what's so interesting in my family. They know me, obviously, and I've talked enough about this. They know when I say I'm going for, and I say Dawg Nation, it's just, oh, okay, well, we'll see you later. However long you're going to be, you're going to be. It's just, they know. And my older daughters, I was just talking to one, she lives in Thailand, and I was saying, I'm at Dawg Nation. She goes, oh, what are they doing? I said, they're having a game. So I showed her some of the game, and I was just talking about it, and she was saying, wish Marty luck and all of these things. And it's just an understood part of our family that when it's time, away you go, and you do what you do.
Yeah, and for me, I love these 5 days. You know, and it's like it's a wonderful time because you see people that you haven't seen for a while. I see a bunch of young players that played with my kids, and you see a bunch of the guys that you played men's league with, and it all blends together. Hockey is an amazing connector for people. Yeah. But I agree with you, Peter. It's a lot of fun, and these 5 days go by very, very quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So thank you, Marty, for doing this.
All right. Well, thank you,
Marty.
and thank you, Shazi. We're going to wrap this one up, and we'll move on to another day tomorrow. I guess, right?
Day. We don't know what day it is, but we have another day, and we do want to mention Mike and Suzanne Shaw.
Yeah.
Yes.
Manning the camera. He is doing a terrific job with all those replays, and it's just it's top notch. So thank you very much, Shaws. We'll be back tomorrow. Make sure that you check out the Dawg Nation webpage for your for the silent auction items.
Yeah,
and,
the silent auction. We can check on that real quick and see what that thing's up to.
And Marty's got the ticker.
I was going to say, I was one of the few times he hasn't been a salesman, and right at the end he snaps right back.
Yeah, it's always fun to just see where this is just the auction part. I do. There, 23,000.
Wow.
But what's really cool is another crazy thing is one of my tax clients was getting a job at a liquor
went to
store.
jail?
No, the roof caved in on a liquor store from the snow. Did you hear this story?
No.
So he calls me, and I'm in the middle of taxes, and then he's like, the only way I can get this roofing job is they've already paid the insurance for all the liquor that's in the coolers, but I have to dump it all out, or I can give it to a nonprofit. Do you want it? And I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to get it. Like, how much is it? He goes, quite a bit. And I'm like, all right. So I go down there, and it's just Mike and I. And I walk in, and it's literally like 10 feet high, like 30 feet long of beer. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? And so we end up, the Skylight Specialist, Rob Packard, gives us an entire lift truck with pallets and everything, pallet jack, and we put it on Facebook. All these college kids come because we say it's free beer if you help me. And so I had this whole army, and then I got to just point instead of lifting all the stuff.
That's great.
But we end up, no joke, guys, with 3,000 cases of beer.
Oh.
And so we worked through our attorney, and they said, well, you can do it as a nonprofit. You can sell it in an auction fashion with a bid now. I think we're going to make 20 grand off of this.
Off the beer.
Yeah. Crazy, right?
That's terrific. Well, there's a silver lining
I was
to
going to
everything.
say, that was one weekend back in the old.
Was. But it was overwhelming, and it's turned out pretty cool. But that's just one of the crazy things that happens this weekend, and it's I'm looking forward to see when that number is at the end of the day, because that number, the more that number is, the more we're going to help the Karras family.
Yep. Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Marty,
Signing
guys,
off.
Warren, thank you so much for putting up with us, and we'll figure out who scored that last goal.
Yeah,
That's right. All right.
Pro Cop.
Good night.